Hey guys, it's Mo in the deep end. And y'all, there are some days that your children will test the ever living snot out of you. And on those days, you have to remember that they're teenage girls, that you maybe didn't act the nicest to your mother, although in my recollection, I was just beyond awesome. So maybe it got lost in translation. Hey, Flux. Yes, we got giggle here we go. Let me see if I can multi, double, triple task. Let's see here. Hello, Salvadore. How are you?
How are you?
You know, my daughters decided that, putting dishes actually in the dishwasher
Mm,
may be akin to a mortal crime.
naturally.
Um, so one responded, well, I don't want to live here anyway. Now, I will say, if I had said that to my mother, you wouldn't know me because I'd still be in the coma, but all I said was, "Well, that's hurtful." And I just,
Bummer.
yeah, it was just like, "Okay, well."
Oh well.
Oh, Salvador, I think she's asking about your cat.
Yes.
Okay, because I was
They're
like,
there.
it one sec. One's like, "I took a bath." I was like, "Well, that's good. First time in a week. We're
Good for
working
you.
on it." You know what? Summers are just, well, they are a thing.
Off school already? Oh yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, they're off school and, the youngest, most feral is actually at a, um, a science camp, so it's
Mm,
kinda
nice.
awesome, but the other ones have decided that, just doing, like, one thing for mom. Like if you have dirty dishes, oddly enough, swear to God, my life has meaning. So you leaving me dishes in the sink doesn't make me
Yes.
feel needed. It just makes me
Really?
feel
Oh.
yeah, so look, parents, non-parents, cat parents, Salvador, I don't know how much this is gonna help you, but there are some days that you are going to put your inner Truvy on if you have watched Steel Magnolias. Now, you might be an inner Weeza most of the time, but you put on your sassy red lipstick and your gummy bear earrings, and you just rock out to some Heart, make your children look at you like you're crazy. 'Cause but some days you just need that, so there you are, that is my parenting advice for the day.
There you go.
Well, look, my youngest son says I still haven't made elephant toothpaste, so really, am I a YouTuber at all?
I know.
And
Gosh.
I haven't met Mr. Beast yet, so it's like, what am I doing with my life? He's like, "Are you ever gonna meet Mr. Beast?" And I was like, "No, probably not. I'm sorry. I don't generally care for anything that he does, mostly because 'cause I'm over the age of 12."
Exactly.
So he's just like, I don't think you're a LooTuber anyways, because they can't do the, U or the Y, so it was it was just one of those days where I was like, "Y'all are testing the Jesus and the lack of carbs in mommy."
And
And,
alcohol.
some days of motherhood are just amazing, and some days of motherhood, you want to go back to the 1980s. Again, put on some Heart, get a Virginia Slim out, put on some Young and the Restless, lock at the outside doors, and let God handle it.
Got sorted out.
Yeah, like, "Look, Your Honor, I had tried my best, and then my daughter said, like, I don't even wanna live here anyway." And you're like, "You know what? Okay. Alright. Well, that was hurtful, and we're just gonna deal."
Are you
Excited
excited?
utterance. I I made a sign thingy. I had gotten this, and so it only has 2 of each letter. So sarcasm doesn't even have another A because I couldn't find the other. Again, just one of those days where it's like, Satan, maybe tomorrow. But okay, Farrell is like the most awesome person in the entire world, and she found, uh, what you call it, uh, Stabby McGigglepants.
Yes.
Uh, she found her boyfriend. I have not heard it, but I'm gonna.
Oh, you haven't?
No,
I
no,
listened to the beginning of it.
no. With
No
the day
spoilers.
that I had, I was just like, I'm gonna get a little tipsy and listen to it with every.
Live.
Yeah, just okay. Let me see if I
Aw,
can
what a
get.
precious thing.
She looks 12 and a half.
Well,
I mean,
hey, Alice, David.
is it sad? Okay, I feel like I shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna say this, and I'm not even drunk yet. But she looked better with the veil on. I'm a horrible person. I'm going
No,
straight to hell, y'all.
that's what Nicholas said about the OnlyFans girl that was being stalked.
True. Although her nun picture made me question going back to the papistry just to.
It'd
I
be a
felt like
weird
I needed.
confession.
Yeah, I just felt like I needed to say, "Look, y'all, I'm not even with you anymore, but I saw something deeply blasphemous, and I feel real bad."
I'm not
Can
even
I say
Catholic, and I'm just like,
can I say 8 Hail Marys and be done?
yeah. Oh boy,
What? Well,
me? I'm sorry.
I don't. One sec. Okay. They shut the fridge. Your fridge dings when it tells you like, "Hey, it's way open."
Really?
Y'all are fine. Oh, you guys, like I said, it was
Hey,
just
Fed. Hey, Jamie.
one of those days. Let me get this going. Yeah, I have not seen any of this because
October 10th, 2022. The time now is approximately 13:19 hours. This is in reference to Orange County homicide case number 22-059833. I'm currently located street in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, 27517. In a vehicle, speaking with. Can you state your name?
Joseph.
okay. They are in her car.
Yeah.
They couldn't go to like a White Castles or somewhere classy. I mean,
Or dining room table.
you know what? As hard as Farrell said it was to find his information, I think, like I told Farrell, I was like, Joseph's poor family had to all become Mennonite because he'd done embarrassed. Like, okay, so son, explain to me what had happened.
Oh, just wait until he gets into the wanting a a polyamorous relationship with the two sisters.
Okay, yeah, that this is that kind of day. So, a polyamorous texting phone relationship.
Also in the vehicle with
Exactly.
me is my partner, Detective Carlos Robles. Joseph, Joseph.
JOSEPH, yes.
Yep. And birthday. Okay. And we are outside of your residence, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you're in apartment, is it
301?
301.
I guess the
Okay.
recording equipment is in the car.
Well,
all right. So we spoke on the phone last.
Usually I will say that this actually sounds better than when they were in the room.
Fair. But they usually just use their phones to record. At least when I was interviewed by a detective a few months ago.
I want to.
I was a witness. It wasn't me. I made sure of that.
Look, if you're climbing up the fence to see Jody, there are other ways.
No, it was about my doctor who lost her license.
Oh, well.
Yeah. I had to talk to get information.
Oh, for the love of all that is holy, that would just.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, all right, they're in the car.
last week in reference to having a conversation. I would like to understand from your point of view the relationship
hell?
that you had with both Fatia and I believe you call her something else, and then also the relationship you had with Sima, right?
Yes.
Sima.
Yes.
Okay. So if you don't mind kind of explaining, even like,
This guy is such
and
a
what I mean by
nerd.
explaining, like, when did you meet Fatia? Like, what was your relationship?
Yeah, I feel
When did you meet Sima? What was your relationship type deal?
no, I think this might be her mugshot. And again, I feel robbed because I didn't get to hear well, you're not free to leave. Gonna go ahead and, put those handcuffs on.
Well,
I feel like
when she's 60, at least she'll be like look 25. So got that going for her.
oh, wait. Yes, it is in fact her. You know when you stop and you see something and my phone flashed up a picture of Ezra Miller wearing a messy man bun half ponytail thing? And I'm like, he makes a lovely bearded woman. I know
Lord.
she doesn't look 21.
Some girls have dimples. I've never seen like
there's
a chipmunk.
There's a slight asymmetry that I can't figure. Okay, so I'm a terrible. Well, we've already gone on the thing about my horribility, but not with the W, but the H, horror ability. I know. I was going to get all excited too. I was like, okay, where was I going on this train of thought? Salvador, do you remember where I was going?
I have no idea.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad that we're
Very
okay. Oh,
professional.
I remember where I was going. Yes. I got back to the train of one of them. So you guys know the oh gosh. The ones where they're the red nuns. It's the big movie. Oh, The Handmaid's Tale.
Yes.
Okay, there is something asymmetrical about that lead chick's face, and I have tried to watch it. And I just keep thinking, what is it about her face that oddly disturbs me? I mean, she's pretty.
She's got 30 walnuts in her mouth.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, probably. It is
Or
just
peanuts.
it's just weird, and I know I shouldn't go on this like big old, you just look weird, and that's why I don't tell people I just tell the internet. Y'all won't tell nobody. You know what? Different people, different different things.
Sorry, turn my mic
Oh,
off.
you're fine.
Oh God.
But let's hear about this love story because if they can find love,
It's
we
really
can all
romantic.
find love. Oh my gosh! Please say they talk about Candy Crush. I need this today.
Well, I have very splotchy memory at best. Samia or
Said my husband. Like
That was just alcohol.
you're like, Your Honor. How can I be expected to remember both my children's birthdays and my wife's anniversary? And Valentine's Day comes every year? Your Honor, it is just too damn much.
But he really was the one remembering everything for
Somnia?
me. Samia.
Okay. How would you spell that?
Oh, I thought he said he had
Samya.
insomnia.
Samya. Don't you spell Simon?
Sima's Sayma. I know it's very similar.
It is not his daggone fault. He didn't know he was dating two people. He thought she was just a bad speller. You
Yeah, he has to
cannot fault
change
this.
their names on how he calls them to separate them.
You cannot fault this man. He was like D-Nice and Denise, Jaqueline and Jacqueline. Okay. my husband would not let us have a 7th child, so I could name it Aaron. He said that was not a reason to have a child. We'll
Very
see.
similar. Okay, I just want
Wow,
to make sure I have the
oppressed.
spelling correct.
I know.
Okay, so tell me the memory that you do have of you and Fatia. How'd you meet? Start there.
I'm sure this is gonna be romantic.
I want to say
Very.
around 2016, maybe 2016, 2017.
Okay.
And I
Okay, so I sort of want to know and I sort of don't want to know, but is the proposal romantical? Or does he even know that he's engaged?
I'm just wondering what the dowry would be. Like 20 gold coins in World of Warcraft?
I don't. They didn't even. They're not. They're gonna have the little Wii's. You know, the little
Yeah.
or the little guys. They're gonna have their own. She's going to be a waifu for real. Oh my god.
Maybe you got 12 months
was
of
in a rough
Xbox Gold.
spot mentally. I was really just. I like talking to new people and just kind of interacting with new people. And so I was looking through some old group chats I was in on Skype, I believe.
Okay.
We need a picture of him.
And she was one of them.
Look, I think he has hidden his real personality under. If Farrell can't find it, it is not. No, this is all an audio recording taken with our favorite detective. You know, you're not free to leave. And today she is a Danny Glover level of dissatisfied with life and her job at Predator 2. So she's sweaty. She's still fighting. You know, she's gonna get Teddy Roosevelt's gun in the end, but she is not the last lethal weapon Danny Glover tired of things. But by then everyone was tired.
And we started talking, and usually, and I've done this a couple times before, and they don't normally go anywhere really, but
You've done this before.
it was just
You
very,
have a harem.
I guess, natural. I mean, I could tell immediately we're very similar mentally. I
Okay.
guess.
I
Well,
give
I
her
can agree.
And I mean, we
they're just
mostly texted.
two outgoing
at the time.
people.
She was still very shy to be on the phone and stuff and show her face and things like that, which I would find out later is because she was, I guess, wary or embarrassed about being Muslim and stuff online. She was just kind of very anxious about her people knowing that she's Muslim online and stuff.
Okay.
2001.
But
Well,
we started
Too soon.
calling and talking over the phone, and
no,
we talked a
it
whole lot.
depends on how you lens things.
At one point,
If you're told and you believe,
I really did enjoy talking.
you know, mainstream media that, you know, every single person who could look a bit like me, just doggone does not like you for no reason, instead of, hey, we like you. We don't, I mean, just leave us alone. We'll leave you alone. You want to be friendly? We'll be friendly. Just, you know, we are good with what you are doing. We don't really care unless you're paying our bills.
Yeah.
Or costing us in like taxes. Like, I mean, so it comes from where you lens it. And I think if she was listening to, you know, her parents were like, it's not safe out there, you know.
So like the last 3 years of COVID.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. That's understandable.
Her, and yeah, I could tell she really enjoyed talking to me. That I was starting to get the feeling that it was gonna be something. It was gonna be something more permanent for her, or I guess would want me to be more of a part in her life. And especially at this time, my kind of life plan at the time was to end my own life in a couple years, and
You tell the cops that,
As you do. I'm very, very stable.
72-hour cycle, here we come.
Years? I mean, she bought 2, stabby things, just in case, because she didn't want to use like a used one if she had to,
I think it
stabby
was off
some-
Amazon.
She was like, they had a 2-pack. I'm gonna be very honest with you.
It was buy
cheaper.
one, get one.
It was more expensive to buy the single one.
Exactly.
she was a really great person, really funny and really sweet, and I didn't want to drag her down that road with me.
Okay,
And so
sweetums.
I tried breaking things off.
I feel bad for this guy.
Well,
honestly.
I
but
do.
also,
but I feel like Sadie McSad Pants and Giggles McStabby Pants makes Hades, like Dante's Inferno, circle 1 of relationships.
Reindeer just described my last relationship.
Well, listen, if Mo can make fun of it using hilarious titles that are somewhat sad, somewhat funny, I hate people. People are just buttholes. I just do not. I am sorry, Indigo. People are dum-dums.
I'll be
Let's hear
offensive
about-
as hell, but I will never say the N-word to a black person.
There
are just some lines you don't cross.
lines. Look, and then there's new words, and I feel uncomfortable with the new words because I feel like they're too. You know what? That is a whole different stream.
Yes, you're right. I'm sorry.
We are. Oh no! If y'all know me, I could get off a track, jump that track, circle back to the other one, and blow it up with TNT.
Yeah.
I kind of, I guess, did it sloppily because she also didn't really have any friends at the time, and so I tried introducing her to my friends.
How does
so
one
that she would
introduce
have some
someone
friends,
to
but then
not
online
real
friends.
it
friends?
turned into a thing where, I'm trying to let her go, and she's really upset about it, and I guess basically she wouldn't let me go.
Okay.
I wonder why.
Was this all in 2016, 2017, or is this later, like years later?
I would say this was all around recent. I talked with her I'd say we met around 16 and maybe around 17.
Okay.
This kind of stuff happened.
And you're saying recently you were
know.
trying to let her go.
No.
No,
Back
okay.
then,
Oh, okay.
and I gave up on that because in the end she convinced me.
Okay. Like to stay together. Or...
Yes, and
Oh
I
no!
told
Don't
her,
do that. No.
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 Because I always
Don't.
tried to be upfront about things.
Okay, y'all. This is Mo's dating advice and hilarious things that she doesn't listen to, or didn't when she was in her 20s. You cannot fix someone.
Yes.
Now, I mean, you cannot change, you cannot fix. Now, there are things you can fix, like I am firmly for the fact that I don't take out the trash.
Sure.
And I will be passive aggressive as hell and train my husband by hanging up new trash bags on counter, like holder pant things. We have gotten up to Jenga trash can and 2 trash bags. Like those are little things that you can change. Like my husband has gotten me to ask about big credit card purchases, before we do them. Fine. I am willing to learn because that bothers him. But, her being super duper unhappy with life, him being super duper unhappy with life. No. You cannot do it. You cannot make some
emotional baggage of an airport.
Yeah, you can't make someone happy. You can't make someone sad. I mean, well,
you can
but I mean, you cannot be responsible for someone else's happiness. That's
yeah.
I feel like we need, well, not Dr. Phil. Oh gosh. Okay. Who is the woman? She's so sweet. She's like your auntie.
Dr. Ruth.
And she always Dr. Ruth. Shit. No, she's Ayana. I don't know, but she is just, straightforward, and she's like your aunt that tells you the things that you don't want to hear, but they make you better.
Sure. No clue.
Those, well, she's the one that she's you kind of think she's a little bit of a B word because she maybe tells you things that are not so comfy.
Yeah.
But when you look back at it, you're like, well, I did grow, and she was not Oprah. No, it's
You get a car, and you get a car.
We do not say her name and Nancy Grace's names 3 times in a mirror on like a Friday. It just is a bad idea. But isn't she dating Billy? Oh God, what's his face? The guy from the Ghostbusters.
No, that's a porn star.
Oh, never. Well, I was thinking of the Milkshake song singer.
Oh.
Which is probably, it's neither here. Listen, I'm going to have to do tomorrow. I decided I needed to do, since both Nicholas and Jeff are doing rap, trials. I believe.
Oh, Lord. God help us.
I believe that I need to sample one of. There we go. I knew it was a thing. Now it's a thing that should not happen. And I do believe it was in Revelation somewhere. Someone broke a goddamn seal after we had to watch Demi Moore, pregnant, fight the devil, in the movie, The Seven Seals.
Oh, yeah.
We had a movie. We were foretold about this, and y'all still opened crap up. There you go.
Really?
See, everyone knows things.
Good job, Luna.
I know. I'm learning all the things, making all the deals. One day we will actually stay on a topic. It will not be this day.
No. We both have ADHD, so.
We both have ADHD and slight attention deficit disorder more on top of that.
And I always had this weird, I guess,
Muslim fetish?
Unusual, or I guess more than average kind of distaste for lying, I guess, even like small lies.
You don't like it?
I don't like lies.
And he still told him he was 6 inches.
Just like, hey.
He's still talking to a cop. I'm gonna need some explanation here. Well.
Very.
It is very weird, but apparently she done lied to him about the cheat codes and Candy Crush.
I was trying not to talk to her anymore. I was like, hey, regardless of whether we're talking or not, over these next few years, I'm probably still gonna do it, and we talked, and it ended with her saying, it's like, all right, but, at least, I'll be there before you do it. And I guess
this sounds like one of those chicks that marries one of those, like death row people, like the chick that married the Night Stalker.
Yeah.
And she's like, he is so sweet. He is just misunderstood. He loves me and he is there for me. Ma'am, you are standing outside a prison where he is not there for you. I'm gonna need you to follow. That's my favorite part of George Carlin. Like, look, we all agreed on this language. I'm going to need you to stick with it, okay?
Oh, even Charles Manson was married.
Like a couple times too.
Yeah.
I get, you know what?
Got his heart broke.
So I don't know. I guess I just got talked into thinking that was fine.
Well, that's obvious.
And,
Ted Bundy.
I mean, we talked for a while.
He had a kid too. I think he and his crazy
Wait, he got a
And saying,
conjugal?
well,
I
so
can't
I
get one
think
with Jodi Arias in Arizona. What the hell?
I well, now, Salvador, you have been sending her a lot of letters made out of cut up magazines, okay?
Maybe I've been too needy.
You
Play
have
hard to
said, can
get.
can you make more feet pictures?
No, I don't do feet. That's my one
Feet.
thing.
Yeah, Ted was a married man. Now, okay, here's
Great,
my
he
thing
can
with
get laid
Ted.
and I can't.
Well, he's dead now, so.
Well, okay.
So Ted Bundy had a unibrow, and everyone's like, he was just so handsome. I was like, no, he had one eyebrow. He had the Manson stare and one eyebrow. I'm gonna need all of you in the 70s to explain yourself
Can't
up
afford a pair of
front.
tweezers.
He stole a bunch. He was a klepto. He could have gotten a razor. I'm just saying. You know, a little thing of tweezers.
I'd say
Sad.
maybe like 3 more years maybe till 2019.
Most young couples
when he
plan
was
when they
18
sleep
or
together
some-
for the first
I don't
time.
remember the
Did these people have foreknowledge of the unspecified illness of unknown origin and the absolute insanity that 2020 was going to be? They're like, we're done. We done seen the future,
Their
and it
uncle
is
worked at the
stupid.
COVID lab in Wuhan.
for the exact dates for everything, but I met Saima later.
That's his other girlfriend.
Over text. And well,
Do you remember when, approximately?
I can't really say, because I think the three of us might have also been in a group chat, and then I might have talked with her occasionally. I don't remember exactly when we started talking.
Okay, no problem.
But I would say somewhere between 2019.
You know, I love this detective. This detective, is listening to this entire story, and she's like, I understand. Just the last year, I was planning my 4-year,
Suicide plan.
pre-unaliving. And I was just thinking, like, do you get the stuff on Amazon now, or like to hedge for inflation, or
Yeah,
like,
inflation's a big idea.
So what is it you recommend? I couldn't be a police person because I'd be like, do what now? I would pull a full on Daryl Brooks. Can we run the record back? All right, let's listen to how this group chat all started.
17, somewhere around there, maybe 18. But and it was just I told Fatiha that I wasn't really looking for anything. And from the very beginning, I told her I wasn't really looking for anything serious and official. I was just, my whole plan was just, to enjoy myself for the next couple of years, and then once I don't think I can anymore, just disappear, kind of thing. And she knew that, and so I kind of just.
Look, Gigi, we have been down like 84 different tracks of my mind, so you are not behind.
I'd say you're ahead at this point.
Long story short, boyfriend is Sadie McCrypants. He meets Sadie McGigglestabs. They decide that they are in a relation dateship sort of thing, I guess. But then she lied to him about something, and he has a deep aversion to lying. So he was in a group chat with their sister.
Her sister, I think.
It was just a love story for the ages.
Romeo and Juliet, truly.
Yeah, it was, it is
Literally.
just, you have just never seen love like this before. This is all the Michael Bolton songs together. And the Celine
And not
Dion,
the Office
it's
Space
all
one.
it's all coming back to me now, just, the 90s.
Junior, stop licking
Just
yourself,
did
please.
whatever I
Thank
felt
you.
like, basically.
Sorry.
Okay.
You're fine. I've got
And I started
So the one child who was like, I don't even want to live here anymore is like, are you gonna finish doing my, waivers for cross country? And I'm like, okay, yeah. Do we want to talk about how you were talking to me in the morning? It's not right now.
Teenager?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember that when I was a teenager, I was somewhat up my own behind,
Oh, yeah.
and I had to, deal with life a little, and at least I handled it better than my mother. So,
That's all you can say.
yeah, about that. So she's like, "You're not getting my things done." I'm like, "Okay, no, I'm
talking
only doing a stream, child."
with her sister.
Child,
And
please.
at the time, it was just like, oh, she's cool. She's fun to talk to. And
Would you say you began talking to Simon more like one-on-one? Not in the group messages anymore? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
And you were still talking with Fatia
And that,
as well?
sir, was your
Yes.
first mistake.
And
That too, Gigi,
there
that
was
too.
still, on my part, no real
Don't admit that to
feeling
people.
or anything at that time.
Ouch.
For Simon?
For Sima, yeah.
Okay.
Dude, you was
and
engaged.
I was just talking for fun.
Better not taking in
and
that
we
dowry.
ended up stopping talking because
Maybe it's 20 goats in farm.
while
I'm sorry.
Samya knew the situation with me, everyone just from how we were together now, because we were very close, everyone just kind of assumed that we were a thing. And I mean, I guess kind of.
Y'all, how many heart emojis did they send each other that you Generation Z, I'm gonna need you up front. Like, so is this like going steady now? 3 heart emojis and like 1 hug emoji? Y'all need to explain this relationship. This is weird even for Gen Z. I'm just gonna say.
And I thought being a millennial was bad. Good Lord.
I don't identify as my age range.
Oh, yeah, I guess you and I are almost the
but-
same.
Who assumed you were a thing? Everyone assumed you and Simon were a thing?
Me and Samya.
Samya.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
because
keep
of
thinking
how
he's saying insomnia, and I'm like, yeah, everyone has insomnia, dude. I don't understand why you're all special and stuff.
close we were, and
Okay.
I mean, it kind of was. It actually, it was for a while. Now that I'm remembering it,
Now that I'm remembering it.
a thing, but I told her that, look, like, you really can leave, like, I'm not, I mean, if anything, you should leave, like, I'm not gonna be much for you, I can't really, I don't really have anything to give you,
Wow.
and for her,
Way to really
Wow,
talk yourself up. Boy.
No, but way to be honest too. Like, look, I'm kind of a whole lot of hot mess. That's what believe it or not, that is what I told Mr. Mo, because we met on like a dating site, and I basically was like, look, I sent him an email because you little like flirty wink at each other, and then I said, look, this is all of my lifeness. This is it. Like, put on your running
Yeah.
shoes. If you don't answer this email back, I will be okay with it, because like I am a whole lot of crazy.
Yeah, my
And
ex
he was
did
like,
that. She was hot, though, so. When I was an
I
idiot.
feel, well, boobs do make up for a lot of the equation now that I think about it. So
Yeah, but you also have emotional maturity, so it makes out.
Oh, well, nah.
Oh,
I fake it real well.
okay. There you go.
I just really like you being there.
Oh, he's so
And
needy.
so it's like, all right, well, it got to a point around,
I dated her family's
I don't know,
goat.
I think around 2019, where
Sorry.
It's like a
Saima started
co-op.
developing something for me.
Okay.
And I told her, you know, it's like I'm not looking for anything, you know, like, and so we stopped stalking for a bit.
Stalking?
Did he say stalking or talking?
And, you know,
I heard stalking.
because
All right, we're running the record back.
and I told her, you know, it's like I'm not looking for anything, you know, like, and so we stopped stalking for a bit.
That was stalking.
And you know,
Maybe.
because I talked to Sama's sister, you know, she knew that this wasn't really something that she wanted to mess with, and so we stopped talking, and we started talking again later. Maybe we stopped talking in 2020 and started talking again in 2020.
Okay. Yeah, he definitely said stalking, because if you listen to how he said talking and then stalking, it was two different words.
Yeah.
So they're all super stable.
One, I want to say maybe May,
Junior?
around there,
No.
because she was having issues with her ex-boyfriend, and at the time it was
Wait, she had
just
another
me,
boyfriend?
you know, just helping her get through.
So if we're going on the family tree thing, I think the unalive sister had a boyfriend. Now, I don't know if the boyfriend was in or out of my space. Phrasing, I know. But,
Oh. That's clever. That took me a really long time to get. That's clever. I'll give you that.
well, you know, if I'm going to be a permanent 12-year-old child, I like to get myself to. Yeah, it definitely was that particular word. But no, the sister had broken up with her either real or fake boyfriend. I don't think we've even figured that out yet. And
Women.
and the pixels and everything. And that stare is just
A hard
horrifying.
time for her.
It really goes into your soul.
She was really,
Yeah, it's like, whew, okay.
Like,
she was in a lot
I love your eyes. Can I have them?
of pain, I guess.
Pretty
and, you know, I
much like,
just wanted
do
to
you
be
really
there
need
for
two
her
candies?
as a friend. And so we talked, and we talked all the time, and
Telling a story about a census taker and eating his liver with farva beans and a nice Chianti.
and
Pretty
I
much.
think before this point, me and Samya, you know, we
Godspeed, brave warrior. Remember
Sorry,
that
Jamie.
if you come out of this, you know, you can buy boxed wine, which makes everything marginally better.
Or vodka.
would say stuff like,
True.
I'm sorry, I'm kind of like going back and forth and jumping.
It's okay. You're fine.
It's all coming like in pieces.
It's okay.
It's all coming in
Phrasing.
pieces.
Before this,
So believe it or not, this
21.
21. She is eligible to drink, and her
Gamble.
mustache is coming in great.
Wow.
I'm a terrible, terrible person. You know what it is. You know what? If I can take care and look relatively like a human once
That's
in
a
a
good day for
while,
me.
you know, if the lizard suit completely is covered, you know, take some time, just a little bit of time. You will be amazed. Like, off on tangent number 732. You guys, honest to God, this has been like the hardest year of my life. Because
Thank you.
phrasing.
No, I was laughing because it has been for me too. So.
I was thinking phrasing, but yes.
God, even I missed that one.
Also, look, having to deal with something I cannot power myself through and or have to surrender to for some idiotic dumb reason on like 2 shots of whiskey, which is like 800 shots for me. I decided that personal growth was going to be my motto for this year. And God said, "How about we front load some shit?" And I said, "Sir, I believe that we have had a complete and total ruling in my favor that I would never ask you for patience because all you would do is send situations to make me grow patient. So I have thought about this and legalized my way out of it. Now, I did not realize I opened the door to lawyer speak when I said personal growth. It was not a proud moment. But I will say that, getting up every day and having, I don't know, like more people than I've ever met in my life, waiting or, looking at my videos. It's nice. It's
surreal.
nice to have something. And look, I love my children as much as I make fun of them and or look at them like I got holy water in a super soaker and I am not afraid, y'all. It is nice to have something that is just a Mo thing. Because being a mom, being a wife is awesome. But being me has been kind of lost for a couple of years.
Was it intimidating to start? I mean, the first time you had several people in the room? Because I was freaked out when I started the first video.
So I will say that I actually put on much more makeup than I normally would because
Me too.
I end up flushing looking like I have hives, which
Sure.
is beyond attractive, let me tell you.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
So when I got on, but yeah, it's terrifying. And especially that is why I put it as Mo in the deep end. Y'all, of all the things that I should have started with my technical skills, it is an internet-based, personality sort of thing. So yeah,
I mean, I have technical skills, but I don't really have the personality for being like forward and talking to a lot of people.
So I will say there is me, my legal name, me, mother. Yes, I remember I have
In the
one.
ass.
Look,
Sorry.
No, it's ass I ram.
Oh, sorry.
If you spell Marissa backwards, you get that. And apparently YouTube already had like 3. I'm just joking. I don't know.
And OnlyFans.
I had a lot of interest.
That was your backup career choice.
check. It was, but where were we? We were on a point and it was there. I can't remember exactly, but so my persona, so Mo is like me, but to 11, like the me that if I were comfortable in social things and I can kind of be a little more silly and a little bit more Spinal Tap 11. Thank you. Online. And my husband's like, I don't know this person. And he's like, so wait, you're talking to people from Sweden for why? And I'm like,
that is the weirdest thing. A lot of law tubers are from Europe.
Yeah, or I'll be talking to him. He's just happy he doesn't have to hear about Daryl Brooks anymore. Or Letitia, because most days it would be like, do you know what this See You Next Tuesday done did today? And I'll play like the phone calls and he is like, look, ma'am, I have been married to crazy woman before you. I do not need to relive it in flashbacks. Please turn that down and go talk to your internet friends. Let's get back to these
Darling,
2 crazy kids.
Beautiful relationship.
Yeah. Just all of
in the beginning of me and Samya talking, we would say
this guy's trying to fix her.
Like, I love you and all that, or or basically the same, just in a different way. And I'd stop saying it, and
I love you, but like a sister. Well, okay, look, slow breaths. Don't die on me.
No, I'm sorry. I have allergies, and when I laugh really hard, I start coughing.
I loved her, but like my sister, but not her sister. I
But a
liked her
sister I
sister.
wanted to love.
And
We were in the deep south.
He probably said it just like that too, because I can just imagine the kind of just
Flirting.
well, I was gonna say spurging, but like, look, I like you, but just not
He probably
like
flirts like that guy in the Jodi Arias trial with the shoulder pads.
and I feel bad for that guy because swear to goodness, he
Yes.
is the type of guy that I want my daughters to date. Although he does go to a hell of a lot of restaurants, and if he starts talking to me about LuLaRoe or, legal aid society, I'm out. We are just out.
He's not
I
going to
told
try
you
to sleep with
earlier,
him on the first date, at least.
I'm very indecisive and very, I guess, skeptical of everything. And I'd say especially of myself, my mind, my intentions. I'm constantly doubting myself. And so I told her, I don't really feel
That
comfortable
face reminds me of a fish I
saying these
caught
things
on my
and
last
being that
fishing
way
trip.
because I don't know.
Look, this poor
Of course not. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be an asshole. It's
Oh,
just
no, the thing is, okay, so we're gonna go back in time because it is that channel today, and we're gonna go and talk about baby Mo in her 20s, and she met her second boyfriend, and he was a fixer-upper. And she was like, "Look, no, the bones are gonna be steady, it is gonna work, we just have to slap some duct tape on this," and the problem with that is that, he did not want to change.
mm,
Not, marriage, not 2 children, it was just No, no, they won't. Look, I am God's most stubborn child, so they come by it honest. At least they come by it honest. But here's the thing, yes, I in fact did date this,
Dweeb.
Sadie McCrypants.
Gives me hope.
I know, he needs to grow a beard or something. He just looks like he looks like he's Dudley Dursley, but when he kinda, like, got into boxing, not fully into boxing, he was in, like, that middle, like, buff arms, still a little bit of a tummy kinda thing going, and you're like, "Okay, I can see the journey. I can see the journey happening." But I can't quite see, you. But no, do not date a fixer-upper that doesn't want to fix himself up. So
Oh,
no,
no, never,
no, ma'am.
ever. I mean, I joke about, I can fix her, but no, you can't. You cannot.
Only broken can do that, and he lives all the way in like a fake place of Europe, so
Yeah, I've
we
never
don't
heard of
even
it.
know if it really exists.
I don't even know if Canada exists.
If I mean it the same way that you do.
I barely know if it exists either.
I just don't know if I'm in the same place as you when it comes to this. And so I didn't want to, like I said, I hate lying. I didn't want it to feel like lying to her and myself. And so I told her.
He was just disappointed in the dowry.
I guess that was the start of the decline, I guess, and how
It was only 10 cows. They had a bad year.
And that way we were to each other.
I'm confused.
But yeah, so after that was when around in May when Sima and we were talking, and I was helping.
He was
her
alive.
do her thing, and we
They
talked a lot.
fell asleep on the phone together.
I started to.
I don't know, y'all.
Really, enjoy her company and stuff, and I went from
maybe at a jihad.
her being, I guess, just a friend that was fun to talk to.
No, you're
So,
fine.
like,
I'm
I
trying
really
to figure out where
care
everything is on
about her,
doggone
you
line, so I'm
know.
trying to finish this one's,
And
one of my kids'
Oh,
physical things so she can run long
And that
distances
developed
for
over, I would
fun.
assume, time from like
Tell her,
May of 2020. That took
putting
time
dishes in
to
the dishwasher is
caring
good
for her
training
and
for it.
What?
Tell her putting dishes in the dishwasher is training for it.
Okay, to be very honest and fair, I may have come home and, after going to the store, especially for her, to get, Mark Wahlberg burger sauce, 2 bottles, because apparently everyone loves it. And I come home and there's just dishes piled everywhere. And I kind of maybe was like, if y'all could just do one doggone thing. And so I may not have approached it in a good, loving tone that
conversating, or do you feel like it was like a quick turnaround?
conversating is not a word. Stop it.
I'd say it took time. I mean, I
had to talk her out of
think
that.
It just kept
Good
growing.
job.
I guess how much I realized that I care for her.
Okay.
And
I care about her
there was
so
a
much.
long time where I wanted to believe and convince myself that it wasn't anything, because I know how much that Samya cares for me and how much she's done for me, and and I really, because she was a very hard worker. She worked many hours, and I didn't get a job yet. The whole time.
So, sir, your 3-year plan never included a job. I'm just making sure I got this. Like, I was not able to, what you might say, get employment.
Time where the idea is we're going to move in soon, and so I was like, well, I'm gonna get with Fatiha, yeah. It's like, well, I'm gonna get my driver's license, and I'll get my GED, and then I'll go down there as soon as all that's done.
He's doing. Get a goal, do one hard thing a day, just one,
and were these
and
things
you'll be
that you
shocked.
had with her, like recent plans?
Yeah, but I mean, like, go peopling, go do, go to Walmart, say something nice to a stranger.
Really?
Look,
you sure have pretty feet for a city girl.
Okay, maybe things that won't get you a restraining order. Well, just
work on
run things. Run your lines by all of us. We will have an entire stream.
Okay, that helps.
Oh God!
Wait, me?
Well, no, the boyfriend,
okay.
male date relationship friend.
I do barbecue. I like cats.
We have a winner.
Yes. I'll get into that. Sorry, I'm trying to remember where it was and how to continue it.
My dad did piss me off today.
But yeah, I guess the more we talked, the more it grew into, like, I really want to talk to this person every day also. And
really,
she wasn't exactly the same as Samya, obviously, and I still, even though
I'm done, y'all.
I was starting
I'm
to
done. She wasn't exactly the same as her sister.
I
One letter was off.
Knew that me and Samya Fatiha she was the most compatible person I've ever met.
I can't keep one straight from the other.
And for a while, I cared about them both a lot,
Right.
And for a while,
good parts coming up.
Delusionally and stupidly tried to see if I could, and I told him about it. Well, after
every effing time.
After me and Saima, we're talking more and more. And Samya, I'll call her Fatia from now on, so it doesn't sound as confusing.
Would have been nice an hour ago, sir.
Yeah, swear to God, the detective is like, so now which of these two girls that live in the same room and have the same bed were you talking to? This shouldn't be
And so
hilarious.
Just see that girl
but
looking at me saying, "It's
know that
insomnia,
it was
sir."
growing into something more.
I could see that at
And I
a
wasn't gonna
Walgreens.
say anything yet because I was still thinking that I might just.
Dearborn.
We have the lithium for
Insomnia. Come to the pharmacy, please, for your lithium.
Insamnesia,
Insomentia.
Insomentia Gomans, or Mrs.
Mrs. Giggles McStabby Pants.
You know what? She'd have come up. Just saying.
Fizzle out and then become nothing as like everything else does. Just,
She was like,
doesn't really matter, and so
we'll let entropy take care of it. He's like, look, according to Hawking's, everything decays at a certain rate, and things go into disorder. And I was just kind of hoping that she wouldn't notice I was never there anymore.
But it didn't. And then Samya found out, I think, over a Spotify playlist or something that me and Saima had, and which was fine because it was due time that we talked about it.
She is the first woman to ever find out her boy is cheating on him over Spotify.
Oh, please tell me they were listening to Justin Bieber. I need this in my life. It was a Weird Al compilation. They like Running with Scissors too.
Britney Spears, Oops, I Did It Again.
It was that song from White Christmas, sisters. Look, the fact that I have 3 girls and I have not made them dress up in taffeta and perform that song, and then the boys come out and perform it in their headdresses before I die. Look, I will be 90 in my deathbed. I just want it once.
Well, if you're making Fox, you'd make the boys dress up.
Well, in White Christmas, the boys do dress up after it because they're dodging their rent. The women are, so the men do their. Look, I may or may not have watched White Christmas all the time.
You got about as far with her as Jodi Arias did with a shoulder kid.
Oh. I know. Could we not talk about his crotchular area every day going time?
My plan was.
That poor boy. I know. No, I did not. The boy is over here trying to lie, so his bishop doesn't even know that there was an adjustment going on. And Jodi is over here telling him to think about scriptures while she has done Giggle McStabby Pants some other dude so that they could all go to the Cheesecake Factory. I
wish I had a woman who could adjust me. I mean, who uses that word? Seriously. It's just the creepiest talk.
A person that doesn't want to get taken, into a room of, deacons and asked, did you just tell everyone in front of God and this entire thing that
under
you've
oath?
Done? Yeah, pretty much.
Did you make an oath under God that you were adjusted?
He probably talked to his bishops. He's like, look, I don't even know.
Trial.
Look, it is a terrible, terrible trial, and I just think it is too tawdry for y'all to watch.
Especially day 6.
Yeah, don't watch day 6. In fact, I may or may not have paid someone to
record it.
Wonderful. One of my kids is watching my streams, and he may or may not have a serial killer or the Joker laugh. I'm trying to get him to stop it because I'm like, look, honey, this could go one of two ways. You could be very smart like Elon Musk, or I could get a call that I'm needed to yell at you over a bullhorn in some sort of standoff situation. So, sweetie, we're gonna need to work on this.
To kind of commit suicide after a couple of years, and that was my plan for a while. But during this time, I was thinking that it would be such a
Hey,
Farrell, okay, I'm gonna be super duper honest with you. We have just now, what is it? We have like gone through every single connecting line of this entire train station of my head that is all off on a tangent.
Wait,
So
we're
you
only
have not
20
missed.
minutes through this?
We are having so much fun. We may have gotten sidetracked just a scotch. Look, I may have had to, put on a lot of heart and pull out my inner Truvy from Steel Magnolias
And pop
today
a lot of
because,
Adderall.
well, no, if I had Adderall, we would have stayed on
Yeah.
topic.
We'd
Okay,
be finished by now.
I would have talked like Ben Shapiro. We'd have been done about, like, the problem with this is my wife's a doctor.
My wife's boyfriend.
He's.
You are a
I
feral
wouldn't want him.
housewife.
No, this is not an appropriate. Tell Gunner to get off of my stream.
It's even worse than my cat's acting up.
I give up. It is just one of those days. I'm over here trying to stream, trying to finish a freaking release form. So my daughter, a freaking release form from the daughter who, is like, I don't even want to live here anymore. I was out to do dishes.
Should take away dishwasher privilege and make her wash the dishes.
Yeah. So she's like, are you going to finish my, physical form? And so I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to stream. I'm trying to figure out how to help this poor, unfortunate soul and her eyes that are scaring me. So yeah, we're just all sorts of the off the track today.
I feel like this picture would be the cover for a female remake of Sling Blade.
Like biscuits and mustard.
Want some French fried potatoes?
So now Mr. Mo is yelling at my middle son Gunner, who's really dramatic for a boy. So it's just been a wonderful day down at the homestead.
Yes, she's on trial, Gary.
A waste.
She does have, so serious note, she does have, I believe it is a plea deal meeting, or maybe where they kind of read.
I looked into that. I believe, I could be wrong, but my understanding is it was a plea hearing, like if she's going to plead not guilty or not.
Oh, okay. Never mind. It is a plea.
I thought it might be a plea hearing, and I was just disappointed because I wanted to see the trial. But I think it's like how she pleads.
Oh, that could be. Well, but hasn't it been almost 2 years though? Are they that backed up?
I think it was last year.
Okay, well, with COVID, they might still be backed up. I don't know. It's Florida.
I had that thought though.
It is Florida. We don't know.
Or that would be, I guess, a waste and just be very silly to have.
Please let him testify.
2 girlfriends?
2 girls.
During this time, I testimony. Both of them, I actually thought maybe it wouldn't be so bad living longer, and this was something that I didn't really feel.
Okay, when your relationship means, on balance, living is kind of not where I want to be when I'm with you.
I was gonna unalive myself, but maybe I'd wait a year or so. You're kind of swell.
And then I met you, and I was like, 6 months is, not hasty.
I'll give it 18.
I give up. Humanity this is why fun aliens will never visit us.
In my head, it's like, well, if I live longer, also, this would kind of benefit everyone.
I'd get laid.
For a short while,
For a short while. I love his confidence in his relationship.
He's like, I could date them both, and it would all give us the will to live. It was truly an altruistic thing.
I'm salt to the earth.
I need a little like the neuro implant so I can hear what is going on in the inside of this detective's head, because all I can hear is am I not allowed to drink on the I am not allowed to drink. I have got to drive home. I have got to go to my house, and then I have to get the bottle of bourbon that I've hidden.
How many World of Warcraft accounts does this guy have maxed out? Does he play Minecraft?
I do not. He made a list. The mama in me is just proud that he made a pro-con list for adult decisions.
It was a Venn diagram.
I would stay alive to make them happy. You know what, y'all? This is fun.
I tried to see if
God, what a
we could make a.
I said chivalry was dead.
Polyamorous, polygamous relationship.
I give up. No, I'm done. Look. Okay, who?
This guy just went to Google to look up how Joseph Smith did it.
Listen, y'all, I need someone. I know someone on this internet has access to the TLC head team, because I have a show for them. And with the writer's strike, it is a reality show, and it will be just splendid. I mean, you know when you go to Walmart and you see the very generous woman on the Little Rascal, and she has the very slender husband, and they have like the 18 children behind them, and you are like, if they can find love.
He's either from Utah or Mesa.
I can't with this man. He's like, on balance for all of our sanities, we were like, we're gonna just triple here.
Is polygamy allowed in Islam? I thought it was just Muslims. Or no, sorry, Mormons.
No, so Islam does you can, according to some hadiths and different things, you can have up to 4 wives if you can provide for each wife accordingly. Now there's some other different parts of the Quran and hadiths that may not be.
Are they 18
super
plus?
There's a lot of stuff, but there's a lot of weird stuff in the New Testament too. Yeah. So, I mean, read the book of Enoch. Like, and you talk about some angels that like wings within, or wheels within wheels of eyeballs and fire.
Ooh, sexy.
Yeah. It's, it is all sorts of weird.
Obviously, both of them are, way too possessive over that, or for that, and it's just normally not something that.
What was your first clue?
Average person would be okay with it, and I knew that, and I did try to.
He was like, think of the children.
I gave it my best shot. I took a stab at it.
Look, you're the king. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna fault him. If you're the king, you're the king. Oh God, who is it? So there's this comedian, his name was Tim Wilson. I believe he's passed on, but he used to have this bit where he's like, everyone got all mad about, Prince Charles. This was before he was king, okay? Everyone got, all mad at Prince Charles for, screwing around on Diana and everything. And, people were taking pot shots of, Charles at Diana's funeral. But he's like, y'all, if I was king of England, I'd be like, hey, Ralph, gonna see your wife. Go get me a hammer from downstairs. King of England. Oh, I'm a king of England. Like just going around, like, hey, Bobby, that's a great Ferrari. King of England. It's mine.
He has somebody he pays to put toothpaste on his toothbrush.
Look, I mean, the fact that at least William turned out to not have like 3 eyeballs and webbed toes that we don't know about, with the family tree that does not delineate from
And make
those
the
royals.
Targaryens
I mean,
look inbred.
well, okay, so I tried my very best to get into Game of Thrones, but I am a very linear person, and it started like in the middle of something. And my husband's like, "No, you have to watch like 3 episodes and you'll get into it. You'll figure it out." I was like, "No, sir, I
You have to read the
cannot."
books. The show is just, but the books are massive. So
Look, I also have a problem with I'm a whole lot like Sheldon. If things do not get done and completed, look, it might end dangerously for all of us.
look, George R. Martin is still, after 12 years, we're waiting for the next book.
Look, to be very fair, salty, Santa Claus. Sir, you had time to write, for this new series to make sure it didn't turn into absolute crap. And make a coloring book and all this other stuff. You have one job, sir. One job. I can't with you, sir.
Jarring for everyone, but it was never gonna work, and and there were multiple times when
they wouldn't put out.
Sima wanted to leave. It's like, well, I know how much my sister likes you, and I feel bad, doing this to her, and me.
No, don't. Please.
I
both of you are so happy.
Kept convincing her to stay.
I can care for you both.
Because I
Look, I'm already typing like one of y'all's names alternately depending on how I remember to spell things. So
depending on
really,
spell check.
Depending on how Google has saved what I thought.
His phone, every time he tries to type their name, is just like, God damn it.
He's just like, babe.
Babe, yeah. Or just calls him Bay. Or Psalm.
He's like insomnia. I mean, and then he went back. So he's gone back and forth though, doing the insomnia, like. I know at least enough to know that is so the chick that was the mom of dragons, that everyone decided that was a meme for everness. Yeah, she's the one. Yeah, those are her family clan, I guess. I don't know nothing about that now.
I thought that
but if Indigo, if you'd like to go as a turducken too, I think it'd be just cute.
Or that it was hard to get the idea out of my mind that there might be something there. And this kind of went back and forth for a bit.
Modern problems require modern solutions.
It wasn't 2020 that she came out, it was 2021, I believe.
Plus it's COVID, so they can socially distance.
I'm trying to think.
By the time COVID ends, you'll be dead.
I feel like there's a gap.
Or unalived.
But a couple months ago, it got to a point where I did want to see. Well, I think me and Sima was gonna try just being friends and stuff.
That'll work.
Neither of us really shake out the idea, and I'm because Sima knew that Sima, I guess, expressed how much she cared for me, but I being, so very self-doubtful. I wasn't completely sure, and so I didn't want to.
I may find someone after all.
There's a chance.
So
Start
you're
playing
saying
Minecraft.
there's a chance.
And
Yes.
it got to a point where even if I just completely cut her off, while I'm talking to Fatiha and living with her and stuff, I'm gonna be thinking about like
For jihad?
what could have been and what.
So Fatiha is this lovely woman that has been staring holes into my soul.
Oh.
And that is her name. So apparently Insomnia is her sister that he really likes. And I could be reading it very wrong. We need a whiteboard. We need a whole, Venn diagram
I feel like
thingy
she's
here.
undressing me with her eyes.
I feel like she's fleenering me. It was from, so Futurama, and they go to Omicron Persei 8, which is the land of all the monsters, and there's an instrument to take like your top layer of skin off, kind of like a vegetable peeler, and that's called a fleener in Omicron Persei 8. Yeah, that's what I feel like she's doing to me right now. She's like, you look awful weird without your skin on. Have you ever thought about that? Yeah, now that he's like, look, I was the Mac Daddy. The sad thing is he has got bragging rights for all of his other friend, and he's like, look, y'all, look, Milbert.
I'm starting to feel like I'm pretty confident as a guy.
You know what? Confidence and being comfortable in your own self. Look, I am a spaz and a half, and I just own it anymore.
Yeah, same. Screw it. I am who I am. I can't
Pretty
change.
much.
I'm damaged goods or whatever.
If there was something
what it is
more for me there, because Sama made me feel different, I guess.
Aww.
And even though Samia was so, I guess, objectively,
she kept me up at night. Perfect
for me. There was just something about Sama that made me feel something else, and it was something that I couldn't ignore.
Yeah, she had stabby eyes. You don't ignore that.
I felt fear for my life.
You see this sort of Manston dead eye stare, it's something you can't put your finger on, but you run out of that blind date because your mom is having a heart attack, okay?
You know this bitch would have married Charles Manson.
No, I think she wouldn't, because Charles Manson is not as needy. He's like, look,
That's true. He has confidence.
He's like, now she would be his new squeaky, probably. The chick that didn't get caught up in the roundup of, all the people that went to the Tate LaBianca houses, but she tried to unalive Ronald Reagan.
Oh, that's nice.
To make sure that, Charles would get out.
That's sweet.
Reagan has tried to be unalived by the most random people for the most random things. Like, one is to impress Jodie Foster, but not the real Jodie Foster.
Oh, was it a different one?
Well, okay, so it was the character that she played in Taxi Driver. So she was the word is not real because children cannot consent to adult acts, but a child person of negotiable affections, but I call her a victim.
Oh.
But
so he's a pedophile? He was attracted to her? That's disgusting. How could he?
Well, he also tried to unalive Reagan. I mean, he's not a well person, but he does have a YouTube channel now.
Oh, yeah. And he's doing great. I love his band.
Oh, my God.
He's got some
the dead presidents.
Got some snazzy tunes. I love his posts. He posted the other day that he was looking for some band members. and a bunch of young kids wanted to join.
And their parents are like, Hinckley Jr., where do I know? I have heard.
That sounds familiar, huh?
You know what? Fatia could talk to Sarah Boone, because here's the thing. If I had 1/10 of 1/2 of Sarah Boone's just confidence that she is in fact right about anything she does in her life, like if I had 1% of confidence that I am not screwing everything up royally, as my inner anxiety voice. Look, y'all, I'm not saying I'd be president, but I'd be president.
I wish
And
I had
I'd be
Trump's confidence.
that's what I'm saying. If I had just like I knew there was a part of the it's like that national treasure. If you wear Ben Franklin's eyeglasses, it tells you
Like
the
14th Amendment or something.
It's like the 117th Amendment, double no
My
backseas.
FBI handler, it's a joke. I'm not that into Jody. Don't worry. Not gonna happen.
But if she continues to not make feet pictures,
yes,
there's a chance.
We can maybe
so,
stream.
I had a talk with Fatiha about it a couple months ago. That I thought it would be in our best interest.
Sounds like her name is Feet Picture.
Tried to start something with Saima first, because if I don't, I'm gonna be thinking about it.
If you miss 100% of shots you don't take.
I guess I would have felt really uncomfortable living with Fatiha, knowing how much she cares for me and stuff.
Chat, I need to tell you, with 0 to 100 and you only get one choice, do y'all think their parents knew anything about this? I'm gonna guess they're all gonna live together, and not one of them has told their parents they're moving out.
But all the while, I'm thinking about someone else and what could have happened, and so I just felt really dishonest, and so I told her, I want to at least try. And if there's nothing there, there's nothing there. Me and Saima get our closure from that. I get my closure, and I get to, I guess, to live more comfortably with Fatiha, knowing that it's fine. It was never going to work out anyways, and this was how it should have been.
Also, y'all, is she putting his name on the lease? Because he still has his, life on a life plan. So, there are some days where maybe not naked, but day drinking is like, I can see the appeal. Not to the point you don't notice, like, being naked, but I can see the appeal someday.
I don't know. It's just the way I saw it at the time was just any outcome that happened, it would have been for the better for most people, either getting closure or the ending they wanted. And so I was talking with her about it.
I want to say he is 19 or 20. They're all about the same age. It's the Office Space meme. Look, can you just make me think I'm fishing so that in my mind I'm just never at work?
And obviously they live in Florida, and I live up here, and I was planning on moving down there, but since me and Fatiha were gonna move in and stuff, it would be weird
from what Farrell has
us to
found.
move in and then
He does not have a big internet presence, but he is still with us. Hopefully, he started in some weights, taking some protein, getting out in the sunshine. We can hope. Just once a day. Baby steps.
For me to date her sister, and so we talked about it, and I was saying, it's like, well, we could talk online, but I mean, we've been doing that for a while, and we know that's fine, but I feel like the truly just to see,
we can all hope.
We want to meet in person and stuff like that, and obviously, Fatiha was saving up for the move, and I have some money. I haven't really been spending any of my money, and I was getting ready.
John, hard pass for everyone in the chat. We are all in our 30s and realize that doesn't work. He needs to fix himself.
I guess myself in order so that I could just easily get a job, or more easily get a job when I'm in Florida and pay my part.
Well,
I was telling us, like, since I don't really have anything right now,
he has $16 hidden in his shoe. Truth. He has $16 that his grandma gave him for his last birthday. Sir.
I know it would be weird for me to ask you, to let me live with you through this, and so she was like, okay, I guess she wanted me to like just go ahead and get over with, because I was calling it like a trial period, which is really not really a
foreshadowing,
but it was just like,
did you have a warranty, sir? They're like $2 at the end of the checkout line.
Just to see. Mm-hmm. And so I was telling us, like, well, it's gonna take a lot longer then, because I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna get a job up here, and
I was planning to kill myself or unalive myself next year, so money. I got to get a job.
So it will take a lot longer.
It really affected my 3-year plan.
She didn't like that.
I just, oh my,
we kind of talked about it, and with her approval,
Of course.
Because
maybe.
Because up until this point, I guess we've been...
Mads, sharing French fries is a good way to figure out if you've got a keeper or you need to buy 2 things of French fries, because someone's coming back without a finger.
God, I wish Bronco was watching this.
Less and less interacting as romantic interests, and a lot of it was just on.
There you go.
Friendly
just saw my
terms,
cat's asshole.
or I guess we're friendly with each other.
Fuck you.
And
it was a life goal today.
We were friends, but I know it wasn't. I know we were more than that for her. Aww. So like during this talk, I was telling her, it's like, I want to make sure, like me and you,
we're gonna get married one day.
Just officially, like, we're just friends.
And then I'll unalive myself.
And
after you go get a job and everything.
Yeah,
I guess.
All right, I'm turning him up to 1.25. He is
but yeah,
lithiumed up.
Neither of us were after, like...
He sounds like he's going normal speed now. At least to me.
Oh, that poor cop. After Sarah Boone and...
That wasn't the thing we wanted. It was just each other's company. And, like, I was fine with just being best friends with her.
Yeah, of course. with benefits.
And she would have been fine with it too, but I know it's the fact that there was someone else that would potentially take the number one spot from her that really made her.
At a side of ranch and, you got yourself a wife in some places of the Midwest.
They're upset. But I figured, when we move in, maybe I'll change my mind. When we move in, maybe I'll realize
That's a good time to change your mind.
Samia or Fatiha is the one. I was really just
even
after we talked,
when I move in, I have insomnia.
No, he's like or somnia. I mean Fatia. I mean, which one am I supposed to be loving today? like, sir, that is a mistake you only make once with Fatia.
She's gonna be like that 30-year-old girl that looks like she's 6 who was adopted and stood in front of her parents' bed with a knife.
Just when you think adoption is safe.
Well, she was from Ukraine.
Nope. This is not the channel.
On the move-in, because I just thought at least everything would just be a lot clearer or make more sense then. And if not, and if I'm just wasting time, I
got 3 years left.
Each, and so I would have paid my share, and I guess it's irrelevant. What else? I
mean, this is really going to stop me from getting a job now. I mean, I have no motivation.
I got some real life goals ahead of me.
Oh my goodness. I cannot with this.
This happened when we talked about this, the moving in and the trial period and all that. This was
you move in for see if it's a trial period to work out.
Okay.
30 days of your money back.
Have you seen the TikTok now? I don't have TikTok, but people will send me TikToks. And one of them blew up. It was a TikTok with a person about our age, which is, again, an indictment on federalized education system. But he was like, you know what I just learned today, y'all? And he was, all of the indignant. And he's like, I have been paying this lease down on this car for like 3 years. And do you know that they are going to take this car back? And I was like, sir, you're going to be real shocked when you get to the end of your rental lease. Yeah, he is over here like, he does not know that you have to kind of sign a lease thing, and it's usually like not for a trial, like, I don't know if I'm going to live, kind of get a job kind of thing.
Well, she might kill him.
Fair.
Well, she could be the solution for the 3-year plan.
Where he was just goal orientated.
Best of both worlds.
This is why we are friends.
So more recent. And I mean, I knew she wasn't happy about it, but I figured for everyone to move on, this would be, I guess, the best. In my head, I thought it would be the best.
I really wanted a threesome, is what I'm trying to say here, officer.
I really want him to watch. Just listen, you can only take one thing of Dr. Phil, but just once. Now, he doesn't give a good example of humaning, but he makes you think about possibly people have feelings. I was settling for the one.
He really does care about their feelings. Say what you will about him, but he's a gentleman. Chivalry is not dead.
He was going to date both of them.
Exactly. Didn't want to hurt either of their feelings.
He was like, look, y'all, you have the same doggone name. You live in the same doggone room. You're used to sharing. At this point, We
You're
kind of just figured.
Why not me?
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
just
Could you
going to be
imagine
censoring
that?
your Amazon purchases, okay? Insomnia
Yeah.
or Fatia, Holy War,
Oh.
whatever.
Okay, so it seemed like she would still wanted to move forward with your plan of the two of you.
This is 33 minutes in, and she finally got to ask a question.
She's not very
together,
good
even
detective.
though technically you were on a break and not in a romantic relationship.
Hey, he's a
And
guy
then
with the
you would
sisters.
continue to see what was potential.
It's the Holy Grail.
with Simon.
Yeah.
Simon. Even though like you may have been living with her.
Jesus, even the detective is like, the hell are these girls' names again? Now, which one was the one that you were settling with, and which one was the one that you was talking to?
I think that was the one you couldn't sleep with, but you were sleeping with.
Okay, we're going to call them A and B. I'm going to give you this chart, and I'm going to have you draw lines. And one line is going to go towards the little stick U, and then one of them is going to go away from stick U, and we're just going to figure that out.
Considering how hard he's trying to sleep with one of these women, it's ironic their name is Insomnia.
Farrell said that your channel got 1917 for 7 videos.
You?
I thought she was talking about you.
I only have 2.
I have like 25.
Ooh,
who knows?
fancy.
Oh, her channel.
Oh, good job.
Farrell,
nice.
Out there killing it.
I think I followed you today.
I need to follow you. Look, it was the Mondayest. Was today Wednesday or Tuesday?
Tuesday. You had a case of the Tuesdays.
Yeah, this was a sneak. This was not a Tuesday. This was a Monday undercover, but like the first Monday of tax season or something.
Or like,
yeah.
But you wanted Fatia to understand that, and so at first you were like, "Oh, well, maybe I'll stay here and figure that out." But she encouraged you to continue with your guys' original plan.
Well, she didn't encourage me. I mean, it was just me. I was just letting her know, that I wouldn't expect her to be okay, with us moving in, while I try to see, if there's a connection between me and her sister.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a very.
And what'd she say to that?
I love this guy's confidence.
I mean, she didn't.
I love his sweet angel summer morning. Like, look, I think she'll be super duper happy. Like, this chick that has.
I just got to figure out which one of them I want to bone. I mean, they'll understand.
They seem totally chill about it.
Look at those eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not sure how that's going to go, but I am here to watch this dumpster fire.
I feel like we're giving relationship advice.
Yeah.
Say something to that directly, because I was saying this, like, I was saying how, that's a very absurd thing to ask of someone,
Okay, so you're just like making a statement.
Yes. Well, but that paired with, I know.
I was just floating it out there, saying if, we would be okay with,
That is absurd, and so, like, I'm not gonna ask you or say that we should still move in,
just
but just so you know, like, I'm gonna take longer here than to go down there and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about it, and I try to be honest about it, and I was just trying to do what I thought was right, but it as I'm trying to say this, it does sound, I guess, kind of manipulative.
You think, Sherlock?
Scotch? Just a tiny bit. You know, now that I say this about out loud, I kind of sound like Archer, Sterling Archer.
You know,
Oh,
you should
yeah.
really follow this interview for advice on how to have a threesome, on how to convince two girls.
I just
Bless this guy's. We need to find his picture. Seriously, we got to get his name.
no, I need to have him on my channel because I need some front and center explanations. I will
Maybe
have
we
my
can get her
whiteboard.
sister, the one that's not in prison.
I was about to say I'm not getting a Ouija board. Look,
Oh,
this
wait, you're
this
right.
house
Sorry.
was built in this house was built in the 70s. I don't know what ancient or pet cemetery we are done built on, okay?
I forgot she died. I was just having so much fun.
I don't know how that letter is going to get to her in prison, but dear Fatia, I am so sorry your sister died, but we was watching this thing on YouTube, kind of maybe taking some pot shots, if you will, and we just forgot.
We wanted to hear your side of the story.
We also wanted to know if you could read. It's a valid question. Although you said you could text, but you did put your boyfriend in as Bubby. So we need a lot of splaining.
You got some slaying to do, Lucy.
Yeah, but I don't want to punish his family. I just want to have him account for.
Farrell, send me his name, or put his name in the MLS Discord. I'll see if I can find him.
Oh,
I don't want his
Lord.
name public.
Yeah, Salvadore and this kid, relationship advice.
We could do a weekly show on my channel.
The hope of a threesome. Quest extraordinaire. Oh my god.
And I was telling her, again, obviously,
I know.
I wouldn't expect any rational person to do that. But I also told her that I do.
Abraham, this is some biblical shit.
If we moved in anyways, because it would happen a lot sooner, and get it over with, and maybe I'll, after living with her,
Sir, did you just say that you're so annoying that you would make her not love you anymore by being in your presence?
Maybe he's trying to decide which dowry to get.
They'd have not one of these kidults have told their parents. I'm putting him up to 1.5 because he
get this shit over with.
He talks like he's stoned off his butt or just a little.
He's dating these two psychos, wouldn't you be?
That might be the reason.
Change my mind about something. I was just very confused and very doubting of myself, and I figured the sooner it happens, the less pain for everyone. And she agreed. I'm trying to think.
And then bought a knife.
Did you ever meet Fatia?
Yes, we met a couple years ago over the summer. It might have been 19. Because I moved down I visited Miami to see my friends. So my family went down there also. But, on the way back up,
Oh, sorry.
we're passing by Orlando, and so I met Fatia.
Okay. Y'all, does he sound normal, like normal cadence to you guys, or is it just me? When he's at 1.2 or 1.5.
Yeah, just wait till I bring in the Diet Coke can.
It's the fan. I was using the fan, but okay. Honey, I live in this house. Annoying noise is all I hear.
What are the main ways that you communicated with Fatia about all this?
I think I want a
Spoiler. Yeah, spoiler alert, this is me. That's not Mo. This is just this may be why Mr. Mo needs to start drinking too.
On call for a lot of this. I mean, we talked mainly every day over Discord. I mean, we pretty much every single day we talk to each other. I mean, I talked to both of them every single day.
But with Fatia, what was like
Type
you
or
said you talked on the
talk?
phone in Discord?
Yes. Yes.
And when you say Discord, you played games and communicated, or just use it like messaging?
We just talked mainly. Sometimes we'd watch, shows together and eat, and we played random games here and there. But
okay. And then you and Saima, how did you guys?
Farrell, we need to see. There were some pictures that she was very worried that were going to be gone over. We need to find those.
Really?
Well, so she wasn't upset about like she was giving the, Amazon account. She was giving like all her passwords and her sister's passwords. And, like, oh, well, my sister has one of those thumb things. I mean, I guess you can like figure out how to do that. But then she's like, but you have to look at the pictures. And she's like, yeah, I have to look at all the chats. Okay, but why the pictures? Like she had done given like her name, social, her blood type, so this lovely woman who definitely doesn't have dead eyes that look like they're trying to skin the first layer of your skin off is a sweet woman who was
Sweetheart.
in a relation dateship, possibly with her sister, and this gentleman here who is sped up to 1.5 speed and now sounds normal. They were all met each other on Discord, and he had floated the possibility that he could just date both of them because his life ambition was to not be alive in 3 to 4 years. It really is the most wholesome, Hallmark movie you could ever think.
And she eventually unalived her sister with a weapon she bought on Amazon.
Yeah. So
it happens.
It's just it is 10 pounds of crazy in a 2-pound sack.
Makes my life look normal, basically. Makes me seem sane.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You guys communicate
the same way. I guess, but more we would talk over the phone, with my number more so than Discord calling. We still message on Discord. This is why I was asking about the article, because the article framed it as if Valorant had a major play in it, or if it was relevant at all, and it really wasn't. It was just.
You didn't really talk on Valorant?
It was just a game we'd play sometimes. We'd pop on, maybe play Valorant wasn't even out when I met Saima.
Does anyone know what this game is? Valorant?
Oh, look.
If it's a cheap knockoff of Raid Shadow Legend,
Valorant,
and I'm not even
2020 tactical hero shooter. Free-to-play first-person shooter developed by Riot Games. Teased under the codename Project A in October of 19.
Okay. Look, I am full Second Amendment for most things, but I'm just saying that maybe these group of well-adjusted people shouldn't possibly be playing tactical first shooter games.
Okay, so his dowry was $100 in Valorant gift cards.
I always knew there was a reason.
And when we were talking, and I mean, we'd play a couple games here and there.
Okay, so it's more for playing games together and not like trying to actually communicate. It was just
there was nothing relevant about Valorant when it comes to, I mean, in games in general, I guess, when it comes to this. It was just another place. I mean, we'd play other games too.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not really sure how that one.
I guess so. It's I look at it as like, how do you guys communicate? So like, do you text? Do you call? Do you message each other in Valorant? Do you message each other in Discord? Do you message each other on Snapchat? Like, there's so many forms.
Look at this detective learning all about the Discords and stuff when she was talking to the sweet little girl thing here. She was like, a Discord, you say? Now, do you plug it into the wall? It was too on the nose.
That was her favorite weapon in the game.
She went full Crocodile Dundee on him.
She only used the knife.
Oh, for God's
Many forms of
sake.
communication nowadays that, like, when you say, like, oh, I was like texting with this person, to me, I think that's just a regular text message through your phone. But let alone now, there's so many of these things, these apps that have text messaging that it's like.
But I don't have a sister, so I don't know.
Like, if you guys communicated about your relationship, like, on what messaging apps did that happen? And if it didn't happen on those messaging apps, then like, how did it happen?
I know. I mean, even then, like, Valorant was because we'd message on Discord or call and say, like, like, hey, let's hop on and play a couple games or whatever. And I was just like, when we'd play a game like that, it was just to enjoy the game and each other's company. But it was really, when it came to most of our talking, it was either text through Discord or calling on the phone.
Okay. So then it was more strictly for just like playing your game together in each other's company.
Yeah.
Okay.
Valorant's really just, I guess it was really random because we've played other games too. So it was,
Your Discord?
No, well,
Sorry, I'm new to this.
it's fine. Discord would is just there in the background, so you could still talk and I guess be on call with each other while you're playing these other games. And so even as we're playing Valorant, we're in a call on Discord talking to each other.
Okay.
Okay. I think Sarah Boone and Joel Guy Jr. got together, had a dysfunctional, sheltered child, and then this child,
Hilarious.
they had two children, two girls that they made sleep in the same bed and live in the same small room, and apparently date the same boyfriend because they just weren't going to buy two.
No, I'm not going to buy you two Nintendo Wiis. You're going to have the same boyfriend.
Swear to God, all I know, Baker can fix her, and he doesn't have to date both sisters now. She's done taking care of that one.
Hey, she's a go-getter.
Yeah. Oh my. And
Problem solver.
And so she, the detective, you might recognize the voice, although she's a little sped up in this. Look, boyfriend spoke at lithium levels of slow mixed with Woody Harrelson's bus tour. So I had to speed it up. He sounds normal now at 1.5, which should tell him something. But yeah, it's pretty much all the crazy. And the detective you hear is our favorite Sarah Boone detective. And we saw, and we saw her interview, or basically just listen to this, this little girl tell, and this girl is 21. He does sound normal now. I'm like,
but she just hit puberty.
I guess so. So, yeah, it is just all sorts of when Harry met dumb.
Harry met insomnia.
Harry met Sally and Fathia. And, and then David, so look, we have tried, but this boy interchanges and it sounds like insomnia. Insomnia or somnia? Look, we're not going to dig too deep into this. Insomnia is the dead one. And she's the one that he really did start to like.
Ironic because she couldn't sleep.
And then Fatia, she fell asleep for the first time in 8 years. She was sleeping like, Major Pain when he slept with both eyes open. Yeah, so one is named Insomnia and the other one is Fathia, but those are just like their, I guess, not given names, because their given names sound like they are one letter off. And he keeps using them interchangeably, so we desperately need to find this man and figure out if he didn't know he was in a potential polyamorous threesome because he just thought he was dyslexic, or if this is something that he was on board with.
Wait, didn't I just have the same conversation with her? Oh, well, I'll have it again.
But and all during her interrogation, she was kind of like giggling, like, yeah, it was really odd. And then, yeah, she's like, I kind of did this, but I used both hands to make sure, and I got her heart. And she was being kind of loud. She like woke up and used a curse word. And
that
then I
really
just got her,
offended me.
and then I just continued to stay in this really small room with this corpse for, 24 hours, as you do. Yeah, it is. Rain Deer recommended this, so we are at what I'm going to be calling People of Walmart, the court edition. So if you have a case that yeah, it was, and she says so. She will, in fact, not change her voice cadence and or rhythm from going to, I work 60 hours. I stabbed her in the heart with a dagger. She was very clear to use the word dagger that she got off of Amazon, but she got 2 just in case, like, she didn't want to have to reuse one.
I know. God, what if it broke?
Which, seems like we
Defective.
have just a couple more questions. Now, the biggest disappointment of that particular interrogation is it cut off right before my favorite part of all interrogations with this particular detective duo is where the unsuspecting factometer is informed that despite this, being kind of a big oopsie, you're not free to go.
You're screwed.
That might be I might rewind and watch that over and over some days with Sarah.
We should do a compilation of those. It's just that end moment.
Oh my God.
Do you see Dominique tried to talk to Travis after she testified? That was on the interview with his lawyer.
God.
And they're just like, no, go.
Listen, Travis needs to, it's going to sound ridiculous, but he needs to get himself a Nigerian matchmaker. And he needs to, because apparently
the ones
Mama
Juicy Smollett hired.
No, but he needs to get a girl that has passed like wifing 101, like cooking, cleaning, not being married, the things that you do as a spouse.
Import one from Nigeria.
I'm telling you what, or, just maybe, because I see his Farrell, I count on you to keep the internet alive. I don't
know.
Like, is it like the end of Never Ending Story where you have to yell out a name in the middle of a storm to keep it going? I don't know, but I will pray for you, and I'm pretty sure the answer is never Control-Alt-Delete, but you can try it. This is not legal and or computeral advice. Let's continue.
So would you consider, do you think that Sima considered you guys to be in a relationship these last 2 months while you were testing?
Sima,
for lack of better terms, like testing the waters?
Do I think that she considered me and her, or me and
you and her to be in a relationship?
Dude is confused too. Sir, if you are this confused and you need a Venn diagram, I'm going to need you to rethink your life.
No. Okay. Did Fatia think that you were in a relationship with Sima?
She shouldn't have. I told her we were going to try things.
If she comes out singing a version of Jolene, I will pardon her. A really twisted, dark one, because it's gonna be. But I will pardon her.
Fatia did nothing wrong.
Well, according to the state in the Travis Rudolph case, like, he done cheated on her and then made fun of her butt.
And he was free to screw any woman he wanted.
Lady with an axe to grind on old maleness.
Lady who dated someone who looked just like Travis Rudolph.
Yeah, apparently she has done met herself a Travis Rudolph who may not currently label the situation in which they are technically in, but I have feelings for her. Look, I'm just saying, if I had a choice between the two brothers, I would go with DJ and we'd be out on a farm, okay? You'd not pick the Travis.
Yeah, DJ really is wholesome.
I know he had a cowboy hat and everything. I was like,
Oh,
and I felt,
that was DJ?
yeah, and I felt bad because the lawyer was like, is he a little sample? I was like, Ham now. I'm gonna need you to come the
He's like
heck
the
on.
whitest black person I've ever met or seen.
Well, but he was just so, he was like, doggone, they are into it again. Again. And he was all of the Danny Glover at the end of the 16th Lethal Weapon done. He was like,
I'm
they
going
were
back to my chickens.
He's like, look, I was just trying to sleep, and she's all the I need my tequila and Patron and breaking stuff again. And I don't know what kind of Bible study goes until 11, but God bless all y'all's.
Things when we met up in person.
You're gonna try things. What does that mean?
Well, like if we were compatible, like try dating.
Oh, okay. So when you potentially move down to Florida. Okay. So there's just gonna be you and Fatia in an apartment or house,
Yes,
whatever.
yes.
So these last couple months, essentially, you've been,
I'll be back in a
for
couple
lack of a better
minutes.
term, single. Like you were not with Fatia because.
No, I have not. I definitely will have to now look this up, but I again don't know if like Khalees dating Bill Murray, this is another thing that we're not supposed to do before the end of the world. I've been watching. I know that Danny Glover at the end of the 870th time we saw Mel Gibson with a mullet, he was just done.
Because you were trying to express to her these feelings that you may have felt for Simon, you didn't want to let it go unnoticed, and for there to be potential issues in the future.
Yes, but
if you and Fatia worked out like long term or worked out to have a relationship.
Yes, but also, I cared for the both of them immensely, and they were.
I mean, you've been talking to them for years, it seems like. So I mean,
at least like 5 years each,
right. So that would
every day,
right.
6 years, and
every day to both of them, or more Fatia in the beginning, and then
every day for Fatia.
No, Fatia in this monument to self-planning and improvement, we're going to lease an apartment because he was going to maybe get a job, but she works 60 hours a week at a call center that does closed captioning. I am not sure that she knows how to read. So, I mean, beyond like text emojis. So the whole job is sus. But no, they were all talking to each other on Discord. I will definitely look at it. Usually when I end a stream, I'll stay up and do not things I'm supposed to do, like research stuff.
There was a break period or two with Sima.
Okay.
But yeah, pretty much every day, and I did care a lot for the both of them, and I respected Fatia a lot, and everything she's done. She worked very hard at her job, just working extra hours, to make the money. And I really did, like I said, admire her determination and everything. And so, when we were talking about this kind of stuff and how I'm not sure if I feel the same. She asked me not to tell my friends that, and to tell, or not to, I guess, publicly talk about it, because she would have felt really embarrassed, I guess.
These people don't go out in public.
I was talking to Fatiha, but I think I might like her sister more, and she asked me not to tell people that, because she would hate that, and so I
He's a gentleman.
respected her, and we're request. And I mean, up until what happened, everyone thought I was with Fatiha. All of my friends, and I'm pretty sure her family too.
Their families knew not one
Because
doggone
Simon
thing.
also didn't want her family to know. It was like, oh, you're trying to get with your sister's boyfriend.
Sure.
It would have created a divide
Right.
between them. And
This detective, no, this is totally not crazy. This doesn't sound dysfunctional at all.
Did you and Sima, do you have a Snapchat?
yes,
What's your, I guess, what's your name on Snapchat?
He's got a
I
dumb
don't use
name.
it that often. I'm trying to remember my username. Do I have to be exact with it? Because I'm not sure if I can be exact with it right
Just
now.
whatever you think it might be.
No, of course
it was
not.
like
Being
Patty
exact with your
flipping English thing. I made it
username.
when I was like
Why?
12.
That's okay. Patty flipping like P-A-T-T-I?
Yeah, why?
Why?
Patty flip. Yeah, I think so.
F-L-I-P-P-I-N-G. Okay. Potentially. Okay, just did
Potentially.
you communicate with Sima through Snapchat?
Occasionally, rarely. Discord has a limit on how large of a file you could send over it for when it comes to media. So, some pictures are too high resolution to send, and like longer videos really longer than like
I do
7-10
not need
seconds
to
won't send,
know
On Discord?
And so we mainly use Snapchat
what your
for that.
resolution needs to be
So you
high
use Snapchat
for,
for longer
sir.
videos
Yes.
and files?
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Or bigger files, I guess, for longer videos and bigger files.
Phrasing.
Okay. I just want to, because, I mean, I'm sure you know how, like, Snapchat, works. But, like,
This
sometimes
detective
there's,
is
like, message
me.
history. So, I guess, so for my job, it's to see, like, is there any truth to what, like, everyone's telling me? Because, at the end of the day, like, you have a side of your, like, a side of events.
Mhm.
She has a side of her events. I'm sure Simon would have had a side of her events. And then somewhere in the middle, there might potentially be, like, the actual truth.
Mhm.
Because, saying something to somebody versus, like, it being in a message,
Mhm.
sometimes
It's a lot more.
it can be interpreted differently.
Yeah.
So, and even a text message, you can interpret it multiple ways, but at least it's like concrete. Like it came from you. She said this to you, type deal. Versus like,
I think she said
I think she said this. I think she did that. So,
yes.
so yeah. So my job is to just look at all these messagings between you guys.
Children, sweetings. This gentleman was also chosen to talk to the lawyer or to talk to the cops without a lawyer. Please don't do this. I mean, look, I will have an endless amount of interviews to do, but y'all are my friends. Don't do this. Get a lawyer.
And see, is there validity to anything that's been told to me? Can I prove or disprove any of that? So it's not like, unfortunately, like, yes, I'm asking to be in your business, but like the reason I'm doing it is because like we have to corroborate everything. We can't just like take someone's word for what they're saying, even though I don't think you're necessarily lying to me. You might not want to tell me everything, or you might be holding back on something because it's embarrassing, or because you don't, you just don't want to tell me, and that's fine. But so that's kind of like why I'm asking you about this stuff. I believe I already have like most of your information from like the other sisters, like your Discord, which I believe I'm just gonna confirm with you. Your Discord is. But it's like shit stain or something, right?
Yeah.
Shit stain, like it's enough.
I give up. 2023 has broken me. I'm done. I think you're mute. Or
Yeah, I
me.
am. No, I am.
So
Shit stain.
this knight in shining armor has, well, it is a romance for Fabio on the cover. What can I say?
Some numbers. Did you make that one a long time ago too, or just having a bad day that day? Like the
both,
nickname.
I guess.
Shit stain 8
Yes.
essentially, and then it's like AKA Joe Peg, Joe.peg.
Oh,
God, this is a slow
Guy's
pitch.
my soulmate.
This is a trick. This is a trick to get me to say something very badly online. This God is testing me, and he
my
done
God.
know
I'll be right back.
we are done the 2 hours. Tell me he did not name his thing shit stain, and then his AKA was pegging. I'm done. This has broken my hilarity. I can't. I I can't even laugh. It's buried so deep it broke me somewhere in my soul.
Names on Discord, I mean, can be changed on a whim. They're not like a username you make at the beginning and it sticks with you.
Okay, so you can change it.
You change it over and over. So I mean, it's that now. I could just change it tomorrow.
Okay.
The
you change the whole thing, or the or you just
everything but the number.
Okay.
Which you technically can change the number if you buy Discord Nitro. It's like a subscription kind of thing. But I don't do that.
But when you were having conversations with Sima and Patia, that was your username. I guess is that how you call it?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's what they told me. They showed me a picture. Like I don't really think that. You know. And then Valorant, how does that work? Is it like a username?
Everyone
like
in her life.
How do you associate you to Valorant?
Like what my name on Valorant is? That Sleepy Gopher.
Like
like
an actual animal.
Geo.
Sleepy Gopher. Done. We have changed now the TLC pitch show. Now it is Salvador and this guy living together and all the hijinks that occur naturally. Speed dating. It's an interactive show in that the audience decides what they're going to do next. I need Salvador to agree to this, and not through coercion, but we have a winner. True.
GOPHER. Yeah.
GOPHER. Yeah. Is there any numbers or?
I think it's
77.
Capital S, capital G, lowercase everything else. I'm not 100% sure because this is a very old username, and so most of my usernames are like sometimes it's taken already somehow, and so like O would be a 0 or like on PlayStation is. But if I can get it like that, just
Shitstain was just about taken out. They had to add one of those random numbers at the end. God bless it. I have heard of an English or Scottish phrase, and I'm going to start using it. It is called Jesus wept. And I believe that has happened now.
capital S, capital G. It should be that.
Okay. Okay. Would you? And I mean,
fresh hell did I miss?
Relationship with Patia and even Sima, where an online relationship.
Well, his let's see, his other screen name was Sleepy Gopher. And I believe that his combination of Shitstain and Johnny Peg has broken something deep within my soul. I can't either. I'm afraid if I start laughing, I won't stop and it'll end in a crying jag.
So do you think Fatita or Insomnia were the better Peggers?
I feel like it's a two-person job.
Gotta go TP.
He felt like it was a two-person. He was going to float that. He was like, for the comfort of everyone, I'm a giver.
And a receiver. A wide receiver. He plays football.
Okay, we need to finish this up.
You met Patia once. Did you and Patia ever talk about like getting married or being engaged or anything to that extent?
Well,
engaged. They're marriage material.
Yes and no. I wasn't really interested in that kind of thing, but we flirted a lot. A long time.
Is anyone going to tell this chick?
Just kind of like a kind of thing where you call each other like hubby, husband, whatever, or like get engaged kind of thing. And I was under the assumption it was like a serious thing. But as like time went on, and I realized like, oh, I do think she's serious. We talked about it around the same time.
All right, gentlemen, awkward legion of you that are not watching, but will start watching soon because I'm speaking it into the universe. Do not expect things to die from entropy. If you are unhappy in a situation, don't just start quartering your half-assed job. Simply get out of it. It's generally like if you get engaged just to keep her quiet, you're going to end up married with like 170 kids by the time you're like, Can we be friends? It's not going to fall apart through basic laws of physics. Just walk away. It will be painful and uncomfortable, but you can, as you said, always change your Discord name. So
To
I,
Mr. Giggles McPeggy Pants.
I feel like the world and or matrix and or time continuum where I am the voice of reason is a scary part.
It really sucks being an adult.
About being married or being engaged or
Yeah,
both?
engaged.
Okay. Just she thought she seemed to be more like.
I thought I started to get the impression that
LaFwanda.
it was a lot more real to her because I really don't even remember, talking about this. But like I said, she remembers everything for me. I always want you to remember, and so I just took her word for it. But the more she talked about, it, I was like, what?
Sir, have you heard of a word called gaslighting? I'd like to explain the concept to you, but I need you to understand what a concept is.
No, she told me we were getting married.
I didn't remember.
I didn't remember. Go ahead.
I mean, she always sends me this Kool-Aid that smells a little funny, and then she gives me a rag that smells even funnier, and I end up places I don't remember.
And my bottom hurts.
But she said I had a fun time, so I'm like, okay.
She said I fell on
Was
my
I very
ass.
serious at the time, and so she's, taking it very seriously, and so we talked about it.
She was kind of serial.
We talked about just being
Super
friends.
serial.
She was like, hey, we're not like engaged, right? And from my memory, she said yes.
She gave me a promise ring.
Sarah Boone, she sent one out.
She bought me a suitcase.
Like the official serious thing.
I just throw out engagements all the time.
The way that she is, you felt like she took
I get cheat codes.
That conversation about being engaged or getting married more
just had a spot on my laptop. I thought it was a freckle on her face.
You guys were both on the same page.
Yeah. And I'm sure. I mean, it sounds kind of silly saying this because I know this is your job. But I mean, if there's any, I guess, inconsistencies, what I'm saying and what she's saying, I'm fine with answering them because I obviously never knew she had something like this in her. But
that's basically the kind of the next question.
I swear it wasn't black; it was white.
Sir, you had a chance to be up close and digital with these eyes. I need you to rethink your last statement. She has had this and like severe arson in her capabilities for a long time, allegedly. Check to see where the neighborhood pets went.
We should sentence her to Osama bin Laden's dead, but he could be his wife.
No, it might be the angle, but they are just freaking me out right now.
Did she ever talk to you about wanting to cause her sister harm?
Not
even if it was a joke. Because it sounds like you said they're possessive. Like she,
yes,
so realistically, like she probably
idea.
wanted to share you, but she didn't want to dismiss your feelings, and she didn't want to lose you over this, and thought maybe we can get through this, and I'll just still be here type deal. So and I'm not saying she maliciously was like, I'm gonna kill my sister, and like you wait and see, like I'm not saying like that, but like, what did she say about her sister? Like how did this make her feel towards her sister?
They lived in the same room for a very long time, and I do think they were a lot closer before I came there. I mean, it sounds kind of, I guess, rude, but there's kind of a situation where Fatiha was never very fond of Sama. They never clicked the same way.
Okay.
Because of Sama's personality around the house, it seemed like a very uncaring, or I guess not really thinking of others when she does things.
Sama?
Yeah, that was Fatiha's view on Sama.
Okay.
And especially after everything, came to light about us talking, and so she really didn't like talking to her. And she told me, and like I said, I have very splotchy memory, a very poor memory, but and even though I doubt myself a lot,
Okay, y'all, is she sending him chloroform through the mail?
Maybe she does like sends him her shirt and she just laces it with chloroform.
I mean, because he's like, I have a patchy memory.
Lord, I'm an alcoholic and my memory's better than that.
We are all going to the same part of purgatory, and we are going to have so much fun. They are kicking us up to heaven to keep things nice and quiet and thoughtful.
We're gonna blast the Christian rap. What if she pegged your husband?
At least
We're
feel like I
getting
have a strong
off
hold
that
on
train.
how I
With
would
these
react to
eyeballs, it's
certain
just
information.
Okay.
And so
Ugh.
Fatiha called me after she had done it, the murder, and we talked about it. You know, it was, one of the things she said,
Hi,
you know, I
honey.
told
What's
you
up?
that like I had violent thoughts about her, you know, and stuff, which I really barely remember. But I know that if she would have,
Was he exposed to lead paint?
Does he live in
He did-
Wisconsin? He's exposed to a ton of lead.
Dude is like Tommy Boy times 3. Does he live in a home where other people come in and make sure he doesn't like put forks in the outlets?
Does he have a short-term memory loss from a car accident?
Yeah, I feel, I mean, because if he was, you know, in a moped accident one day, I'd feel bad. But right now I'm just like, no more Mountain Dew, sir. Good evening.
Mostly.
Yeah.
told me that, like because when I hear violent thoughts, you know, it doesn't seem. I don't automatically assume, oh, she's close to murdering someone, because I feel like it's a very, I guess, normal thing to me. It's like, oh, you know, like I want to punch my boss in the face, you know, I want to.
Yeah. The violent could be, it's a broad term.
Uh-huh.
We know what it means, like in a sense, but like there's multiple ways to be violent.
I mean, if I knew, you know, it would be like it was anywhere near this serious, you know.
What would I guess be an example that you could recall, like that she may have said something about Sima that she would consider violent, or that even you would consider to be violent?
That's something that she said she planned to do, or which something she felt about. Is that something she wanted?
Yeah. Like, because she told you, I told you I had violent thoughts about her. Okay, well, like, what?
Nothing.
What were those violent thoughts? Like,
I don't know.
Or you can't recall specifically.
If I can't remember, I don't.
Had she ever told you she thought about killing her sister?
No, I had no idea. On the phone call, she specifically told me. You know, because I told her I was still kind of in disbelief and in shock, because it was just so random, because I was talking to the both of them very normally, and I didn't really suspect anything wrong, and she told me that she specifically didn't tell me that she was going to do this because she knew that I would try and stop her, and so she purposely didn't let me know that she was planning something like this. That's why she didn't come to me with it. I mean, the only thing out of the ordinary that
This boy done said stalk again. I can't. And so you guys, tomorrow there has been some interesting movement in the Delphi case. There was today the prosecution, according to my one friend with kind of an in with the appellate people, they are trying to put a gag order on the family. And I will have probably a stream about it tomorrow. I'm just not sure what time, because we're going to go over the probable cause thing. And my goal is to be able to, depending on how packed the courtroom is with family members and friends, because I don't want to take up a spot from them, but I am going to try to go at least to the bridge. I'm not walking the thing, okay? I had horrible vertigo before I got the gimpy leg. But definitely get more interested in some Indiana cases, so Delphi will be the first one. And then we had a famous Safeway mogul. He was the person that started Safeway thrift stores. He was also closetly homosexual, and instead of telling people, he would just unalive them and then bury them in his mansion area. So, yeah.
He sounds nice.
I mean, he did make Safeway. I feel
Like Safeway grocery store?
see, I don't think they're affiliated. I think they were just a series of thrift shops that were running in Indiana, but I will have to
Okay.
look. I watched like a casual criminalist like a couple years ago when I had the nascent idea to be a YouTuber, but didn't think it would ever happen. So I didn't do research.
Fair enough.
Well, okay, from Scuttlebutt that a person that is linked to courts allegedly may have heard also allegedly. So we're 3 levels of allegedly, and one source is close to the family level of tangential here. Allegedly for YouTube's sake. When the probable cause affidavit came out, most attorneys were like, they got nada. The only thing that links the Delphi person to that particular crime that they have, according to the probable cause affidavit, is the shell casing that was found near them. I mean, there's not, as far as I know, and according to the probable cause affidavit, and like in the Letitia Stout trial, I mean, they thought that she had left him in the woods somewhere. They weren't aware that, he was in Florida. So they're not going to be, supremely accurate. So the thing is if this particular ballistics information is dropped, they really don't have anything else that we know of right now. So I did want to cover it because while the person can't, speak publicly, they did say that a lot of defense attorneys are looking at it like the crap is this is ridiculous. So I will definitely be doing a stream tomorrow. I just have to figure out a time.
Okay.
It'll probably be maybe in the early afternoon, like from sometime to sometime. I'll figure it out because among other many wonderful, graceful things that I'm learning to deal with gracefully, the medication that helps with my leg also makes my eyesight fuzzy. So I am going to the eye doctor tomorrow.
Fun.
Can I tell you, Big Pharma, and this is just a, ticky-tacky little thing from one of your customers, but could the side effects ever be like loss of cellulite or, spontaneous genius or,
Delayed ejaculation? Sorry.
Well, no, actually, in my inbox, they are always very worried about my ED, and
Yeah.
they are willing to help me with it in both girth and length. And I always find that very helpful.
That's
I'm
sweet
like,
of them.
someone cares about me. They're always trying to make me feel better about my micropene. I'm like, what about my name? Not spelled backwards, Salvadore. Yeah, so it's definitely looking like things are getting more like Rittenhouse in the Delphi case than, say, a Daryl Brooks where the prosecution had what they needed to charge.
Okay, I'm going to have to look into this then.
Yeah, it's started popping, and my friend got possibly called by, a reporter that she thinks is a jerk. And I said, well, if he would like a semi-professional lay tuber's for-profit opinion, send him my way.
Excuse me.
But let's finish with girl whose eyes are probably permanently affixed to this new computer screen Mr. Mo just bought.
Noticed and
Burn 'em in.
behavior recently was that she's normally a very, I guess, someone would say like a penny pincher, kind of like doesn't like to spend her money. If something goes up by like 30 cents, it's like, oh, I can't buy that anymore. And she doesn't like to spend her money unless it's something very necessary.
Fedorowski, the Delphi case is, I want to say February 13th. The year escapes me, but it's been, I believe, 6 to 7 years. On that day, two girls from a very small town in Indiana, the state that I'm in, were on a release day from their school. Like they hadn't had enough snow days. So one, Libby and Abby were spending the night together, and they kind of got a wild hair. There's a kind of famous walking trail / bike trail called the Monon Trail. And at the end of it in Delphi, there's this old like trestle bridge where it used to be for trains, and it's kind of a rite of passage. I was like, it's not passion. I was like, mother, if you will say it again. My brain is like, and my mouth is like, I'm going to try it. I have not been found in contempt yet. And they were crossing the bridge. And this was, I believe, Abby's first time ever crossing the bridge, because the way it looks on the photos, it's like fairly distant, like train rails, and it looks like something I would never do, but my kids would like run across. And so as Abby is taking like her final to mid steps, getting off this bridge, Libby is taking photos of her on Snapchat. And, that's where this is a fairly famous case. If you've seen it, they've got like the 3-second loop of the weird guy on a train track. And for many years, they didn't release anything else, but it was alleged, because the police have been fairly tight-lipped on this, that Libby's phone was able to pick up some more of like the talk and different things that the person that they caught, who they figured was the killer. So finally, 3 years into that, and they gave out this sketch that looks, yeah, there's a lot of people that
Really?
don't feel like it's, yeah. So it's just a case where, and I don't want to say this because I think that the detectives really have their heart in it, but I think they really botched the initial investigation with the release of the sketch that, several years later, they did a completely different looking sketch.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
The defense attorney's going to have a field day with that.
Yeah. And there's already been several people that have been pegged. No phrasing this time.
Oh, I just set up.
As this person, I'm trying to go to heaven one day. Yeah, it seems like they're grasping at straws. They found one thing that could have possibly done it. And I don't want to say this, but it seems like a lot of the head detectives are getting ready to retire, and they didn't want to retire with this on their conscience. They wanted to put this to bed.
Okay, I'm going to look into this. This sounds really fascinating.
Yeah, we can probably do it. I've got the probable cause and stuff, but it might be in the morning, because I've got my lovely eye thing, which
Okay.
will be. Let's listen to more of this life planning by morons.
Speaking of eye things,
It's been very, I guess, just much needed. And I noticed she's been spending money. Like, she went on, she went to Universal with her sister, and just kind of like randomly. And I thought, I knew she was upset about everything that happened, and I took it as, oh, she's not holding on to all of her money for me. She's starting to be okay with spending it to enjoy herself and spend time with her other sister. And
It's really one of those rabbit holes. That's why I kind of have stayed away from it. But well, that, and I never thought I'd be a YouTuber. But I definitely want to, since it's a case close to where I am, at least go up and I'll kind of find out through my. It sounds so cool. I have a source. Such an adult. I am. You know what, Sarah Boone? I have moved up from semi-professional YouTuber making a racket from your letters to a fully professional CEO and head imagination officer of Laytube Incorporated LLC, loosely affiliated with LawTube, not TM. But yeah, it's definitely one that kind of goes through a rabbit hole. And I don't want to be disrespectful look, this community has dealt with this. There were I think 5,000 people in that community. So if they all want a chance to get in that courtroom, I am not. Look, Mo can learn things from the people that, Court TV have in there. I'm not going to take a seat from a family person or a friend. But if I find out through my source that, some of the days are going to be fairly empty, I might go up and do them if it happens during a school time.
Nice.
Sixpence? Yeah, there was two different. We will go over it. But you've got people doing 3D computery reconnections and enactments of how this guy was walking. I mean, you can go full down it was lizard people.
I thought it was a positive thing at the time. I thought she was just.
So it's something you notice about her. She used to save every nickel and dime, and then more recently, she kind of was being a little more relaxed with her spending.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Did she? Did you know that she had an Amazon account?
Yes.
Okay. Did she ever tell you what she purchased on Amazon?
No.
Okay.
I didn't even know about the stuff that she would send me most of the time. She would just kind of do it.
Oh, she would send you stuff to Amazon.
She's sending him stuff?
Okay.
Yeah, she sent me.
Yeah, she said. He said she was giving him money.
And so tell me about that phone call on the 26th, because it was a 40-minute phone conversation. So tell me about the day of the homicide when you received that call. What was the context of that call?
This guy must be great at phone sex.
Me and Fatiha always call on Discord. I can't remember the last time we called on the phone. And I was playing a game at the moment. And, I noticed my phone was ringing, and it was a phone call from her. And I knew that since it was a phone call, that she's really trying to get a hold of me. It's I should answer this. I didn't know she was. I checked it later after I picked up the phone, and I saw that she's been trying to reach me. Just maybe 40 minutes or so on Discord.
That and bath water.
I picked it up, and I'm already worried.
Thanks,
It
must be
Belle
urgent if she's trying
Delphine.
this hard to reach me.
Thanks for degrading. You know what, sister? Get your money. We are all going straight into the poop dimension.
When I get monetized, I'll sell farts to my members.
Because my friends have heard her, how they've interacted and stuff, and I'd say most people that have met her, she's a very sweet and innocent person. You'd never expect a violent outbursts or acts of rage from her. It's just so hard.
Never.
And so I immediately thought oh no, she might.
But a couple arsons, and possibly look at where the neighborhood cats have gone. Is that a new puppy?
The feral cat population has decreased recently. I wonder why.
Just
Might have accidentally hit someone with their car and killed them, and he's worried about going to jail. Like I really thought it was an accident. I'm like, well, what's going on? You're like, are you sure? Like this isn't funny. This is a joke.
It was only an accident the first 4 times.
I know it was like a nervous laughter.
I tripped 4 times.
She effing started laughing when telling him. And he's like, she didn't seem like a weirdo. No, she is full on Joel Guy Jr. Like,
she just has a dark sense of humor. That's all.
Look, she has very deep boundaries, and she doesn't talk to her man.
She's, I guess, just nervous and freaking out. And she told me, she said, I killed her. And I immediately, of everyone, I knew who it would be. And it's, I didn't realize, I guess you would have to call up.
Sir, if you had she might go on innocent, sweet, stabby rage, like you had a kind of, that's it. They all need, get Dr. Ruth, get Dr. Phil, get Dr. Beverly Lewis up in this joint. I need answers.
Logs, it's 40 minutes. I didn't know it was 40 minutes. I'm trying to think what we could have said for those 40 minutes, but I know a lot of it was just a back and forth. It's like why, why didn't you tell me it was this bad beforehand? How did you do it? And just because there was a part of me that really wanted to cling on to the belief that it's just a terrible joke or like a test to see what I'd say or something, even though it's not really something she would do. But I would never want to believe the truth of what happened. And
for shits and giggles, we'd always just text and Discord each other about violent things that we maybe did. I just didn't realize all of hers weren't cosplay.
And she said, why, how did you do this? I said something like, how did you do this? And she said, I just couldn't bear to see you with her. I just couldn't let it happen. And it was a lot of, I guess, just back and forth on that. It was me because I was angry. I was just kind of, I was feeling a lot of everything, and I was just like, you didn't trust me enough to talk to me, beforehand, and this is crazy. This is insane.
Ding, 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 ding. It's possibly the only affirmative statement you've made tonight that has been really smart.
Trying to remember more. A lot of it was just.
It seems like you guys are pretty open with each other about your feelings. You and Fatia, prior to this. So, was it it seems like the way you're expressing it to me, it seems shocking. That this occurred, and she couldn't give you any sort of warning or something more.
Yeah, as far as I know, and I've ever experienced, because she was never really the type to hide things from me. After that, initial, she wasn't really comfortable showing her face and all that. But after all that, there was nothing really that I've ever noticed or caught her on that she'd ever hide from me. And so her planning to kill her sister was the first thing that she's ever just truly hidden from me, I felt. And so.
Aw, poor guy. Yeah. I hate it when my partner keeps things from me.
It's like she didn't even tell me her plans. I could have helped. She could have also, she had 2 knives, and my plan was already,
I could have bought her the
knife. 2 for 1, like sister and me, and my life plan is complete.
It could have been me.
What does a stroke feel like? Am I supposed to smell toast? Like what? I can't.
Has you said that it was obviously shocking, she's a sweet and innocent type of person, so is it known for her to get really upset and act crazy or say something that's so left field that it's whoa,
no,
that was a big jump? No.
She would get upset, but when she would get upset, she would just kind of pout and then look the other way, just not speak to you. It was very non-confrontational.
Boo.
Well, that sounds exhausting. Silent treatment.
To your knowledge,
I don't know.
Well, you had mentioned
I like
in the beginning,
relationship.
in a row, but
I know. My husband, he's so good. He gets like he does not hold grudges. He gets mad and then he is over it. I may be grudgy McGrudge face over here. Like it takes me a minimum of 3 days to get the hell out of my own attitude. Now, he knows this about me. He knows this. He's like, "You just hold a grudge." I just silent treatment. Yeah, but my husband doesn't get I'm giving him the silent treatment, and my husband talks so much and is such a, like extroverted person that he couldn't. It's like that saying, like you can exercise your Fifth Amendment, you don't have the ability to remain silent. So that's one thing I will never get from him.
Lucky you.
That you had contemplated take your own life when you had first met Patia, and that you didn't really expect to be here, within the next couple of years of when you met, and that you said that you and Patia were like-minded in a sense. Was there ever
She wasn't suicidal.
Okay.
If that's what you're asking, she wasn't. I mean, she didn't
She
really
also
have
wanted me
a
to
strong
die.
life goal or a direction that she was really pursuing.
Okay.
But it was nothing like that. We talked about we talked about how after I would pass, she would continue on.
Okay.
Aww.
But yeah, I mean, that was really.
It's like Jack and Rose. She's like, "No, there's no room on this door. Screw you. No, I'll remember you."
Jesus.
That movie sucks so many balls. Rose is such a see you next Tuesday. I mean, there was plenty of room on that goddamn door. And she's like, "No, I'll remember you." And then she doesn't even use the jewel to like buy herself a big old mansion or stuff. I cannot. I am just done. And then she drops the goddamn Bill Paxton was just about to die, okay? We only had a few more precious years with Bill Paxton with a mullet. And this heifer done takes his thing that he wanted and throws it back in the goddamn ocean that done tried to kill her years ago.
Really just a me thing.
Okay. But the funniest thing about that movie, I mean, it was a watch it once. I don't get these people to watch it 170 times, but I was sitting behind possibly the most vacuous children. Like it makes him look like a Rose Scholar. And so they're like, "Wow, this is all like historic and stuff." And then they're like, "Oh, this is going to be a beautiful movie." Then the iceberg hits and they're like, "Did they know they were going to drown? Did you know this was..." Just like Titanic, the feel-good movie for the family. Have you heard of Shawshank Redemption? So yes, it was like, "Oh, they're gonna die. They're all gonna die." And it was just like, it was hilarious. I could not stop laughing, which kept giving me looks. But I'm like, they're dumb. I'm sorry. This is better than Mystery Science Theater. This is girls. This is 80 IQ watching Titanic. Seriously, stop watching that movie. Start watching this.
So to your knowledge, did she ever tell you she took medicine for anything?
Medicine or anything? Not that I.
Like the things that the doctors give you to stop the voices.
She tried, I think, Plan B for a bit just to see what it would do to her.
Well, if she's pegging you, does she really need it?
As far as I know, they met once at like a family.
She's the only Muslim BDSM girl.
But they had not done anything, so you just take Plan B because you want to waste $40.
Well, no. She was having phone sex with him.
Oh
She wants to be safe.
That's it. We're taking warning labels off when I become president. Where Darwin Awards are back. They just are. Oh my gosh. Uh, you know, okay, so here is my again tangent of all the tangents. I firmly believe that Mike Judge, Trey Parker, and Matt Stone were given the ability by God to go into the future and try to warn us. Now the problem is that God was like, "Look, you cannot tell people the truth." He gave them restrictions, like the monkey paws. So you could only, talk about it in satire, like Idiocracy and
God.
all of South Park. And everything they foretold has come true. And
Idiocracy. I can't even watch the movie again. Seriously, I read 1984 for the first time May of 2020. That was a mistake.
yeah, don't read A Brave New World either.
Oh, God.
Or Fahrenheit
451.
51.
I think 51. I don't know.
But like no medicine for like mental health or like she wasn't like diagnosed with anything.
No, not that I know of.
Okay. Okay. And you had mentioned
John Gary, it's not so much the trampiness or the lyingness that I really have an issue. It is the murderous
Oh,
deceit.
yeah, that too.
Like, no, Jack, there's no way you were skinny Leonardo DiCaprio before like hitting the wall at 40 body could fit on here. You just got done doing what's eating Gilbert grapes, so you're a little lanky. No, this is not a this is a small door. And she steals his daggone whistle. It is Titanic. You cannot trust women.
I guess this guy couldn't fix her.
Baker, we're gonna.
Where's Baker when we need him?
I know.
in a couple of times that about getting your GED. So you did not complete high school.
I dropped out. Well,
Lord of the
I
Flies.
dropped out of high school. Well, I started taking online in 9th grade and then dropped out of online school.
Dropped out of online school. You said in like 9th grade.
Wait, double dropped out? I would not be telling.
Double secret
If there
dropped out.
if there was a thing that I was going to plead the fifth on, maybe it would be my dual dropout status. But
If at first you don't succeed, try again.
There you go.
Yeah, roughly. I mean, it was I would say 2 years after I would start 9th grade because I did 9th and then I repeated because I stopped going and then I did online and then I was kind of slow on that. So, and we're paying for it. So it's like, well,
So you repeated 9th grade and then you went on.
And the detective is like, "Sir, that is a slow pitch, and God told me I could not react to slow pitches anymore."
This guy is making me think he might not be the sharpest knife in the tool chest. Kitchen.
It's
I don't know.
It's Lord of the Flies every day at Mo's house. Listen, there are some days when they're all arguing that I'm like, you know what? I'm getting a padded room. Y'all take it in there. Don't tell me who won. Just handle your business and come back out. We're handling it like Fight Club. The first thing about Fight Club is you don't tell mama nothing.
Online and then you weren't like succeeding or wanting to do that. So essentially you dropped
I
out from
was
there.
slow on it, yeah.
Okay, so never completed 9th grade. Okay. And are you diagnosed with anything?
I can see what you
Do
saw.
you go to the doctors?
Around the time when I met Fatiha, I started taking antidepressants.
Okay.
Dude just said, once I started seeing her, I had to start taking antidepressants. Causation and correlation sometimes actually mean something.
I mean, after the last girl I dated, I shouldn't laugh, but I'm going to. I wasn't this bad.
Yeah, believe me, the stress of dealing with all sorts of new.
Yeah. Well, my ex never killed. Well, she did try, but that's a long story.
We will have to have that on Discord and or Rumble.
Allegedly self-defense.
When you have to start out with, well, the prosecutor had it all wrong. The story might be one of those save for
Yeah.
after marriage ones.
It was very new, and we were just trying to see, I guess, just how much I would need, and so every week or a couple of weeks, it would
I think
just
she needs
up
something
the
stronger.
milligrams, for like 5 or 10 or whatever. And I mean, I didn't really. It also,
Okay, SSRIs usually take up to 6 weeks to even kick in.
Mm.
So he's talking about 2 to 3 weeks, which makes me think it is actually lithium. But I am not a doctor.
I don't know. Is it a side
Or-
effect of Prozac homicidal rage?
Yeah, but she wasn't on it. But is it the transitive property here?
Yeah. Maybe it's oh no, they weren't sleeping together, so maybe it
Again,
transfers over phone sex.
why did she take Plan B just for funsies?
Or maybe they were just sexting. Didn't want to get a
I-
virus.
I give up. Giant asteroid for
so, like I said,
2024.
at that time specifically, I was very, very stressed out, and so
Wonder why.
I still kind of felt like garbage all the time, anyways.
She didn't use lube.
And I thought about it, and whether they're working or not, I wouldn't really be able to tell right now, anyways.
So you've been taking them this entire time?
No,
Or you just
I stopped.
experimented in the beginning to kind of see?
I experimented and then I stopped.
You
I
experimented,
kind
all
of just
right.
stopped caring to take.
This guy, he was also selling other things in my inbox. And he said that from China, I can get both with one pill. And I, ma'am, am a smart shopper.
I went from 4 inches to 4.1 inches.
And I'm happy about it.
And I can last 15 seconds now.
I cannot with this. He's like, I experimented. I was like, screw
Take 'em.
the doctor. Learning
He's,
stuff.
I'm assuming
Suffers
like,
premature
was it like
ejaculation
over the counter
over
and
phone
you could
sex.
purchase, or did you actually go to a doctor to get a prescription for the antidepressants?
Prescription.
Prescription. So you went to like a doctor.
Yeah,
Like a real
I
doctor.
don't remember what the exact medication was.
You don't remember yesterday or
But
a
what I'm saying
minute
is,
ago.
like, you've sought help for the things that you battle.
Sought. The
Um,
word that you
I
were looking for
Tried
is
a
sought.
bit. I just kind of on and off.
We have to find this guy and get an interview. We have to.
No, Salvador, we figured it out. We are going to forget polyamorous Muslim sister wives. Nope. It is you and this guy. And the audience gets to pick what new social experiment you'll be doing that day. Like having to go to Walmart. It'll be the hijinks of the Odd Couple.
No pegging, audience. No.
Look, at least Sam Hyde won't be involved, so you probably won't get schizophrenia.
Thank God. Won't
What
involve
is
mass
wrong with
shootings.
that? Well, no. Have you seen his fishbowl experiment?
No, I haven't.
Okay, now why, I believe it's 16 people. Why 16 people would give their life over to
no.
Sam?
Yeah, I have
Hyde?
seen that.
I don't even know what his name is now after he got done taunting Hassan Piker.
Okay.
You know, for someone who does not know how to internet, I get on these rabbit holes of internet lore. My husband thinks it's so funny because I know all of Halo's lore because I like the story. I like
Yeah.
just and people like magicked all of them together so it made a coherent story, and I was like, that's pretty. For the story was pretty cool. That and Resident Evil. Look, I can't play video games, but I like the stories.
I love playing video games. I really want to play the new Final Fantasy game that's coming out. I don't want to spend $600 for a PlayStation. So I'm just going to watch the story on YouTube.
Yeah, I approve.
Problem solved.
Do you know off the top of your head, Sima's
Dude does not
Discord
know one
name?
damn thing.
Right now, I think it's Princess.
Only that he has
Bubblegum.
10
It was
words.
the name of a character from the game.
What about Fatia's?
He's trying to remember one of his wife's Discord names.
Blonde Pyre. Blonde, like
Goat
BLONDE,
farmer?
and then BIRE.
Do you remember numbers or no?
Blonde
No.
Okay, it's okay.
Pyre,
Vampire,
like
and then you said
blonde
princess.
vampire,
What about
or
Yes.
Can't you just open up your Discord and say it? Jesus, Kat and Chandler Holderson was giving away
Is there
everything.
anything else that you think is important for me to know that I haven't asked you?
well, to be fair,
Fatia told you how
Fatia
she.
told just about everything too
I
until they
asked her,
got to her elbow
and she said it
pictures.
was a knife. And I was still at a point where, like, I know she.
Okay, but is Blonde Pyre a play on vampire, but she is blonde and a vampire, or is it something that she attempted to spell, but I can't, even my dyslexic, like looking at things all the different.
There's a really offensive joke I could say about circumcision, but I'm not going to.
Keep it just inside voice for now. We'll get a Rumble account once I figure out how to Rumble. Okay. Blonde Pyre and Princess Giggles, I guess, was the other one or something.
She doesn't lie like this, but it was just so out of left field that I didn't know. I didn't fully believe her yet, and I almost asked, to see.
Was it
the
really
body
7
was real, but
inches?
if it was real, I don't think I would have been able to handle that. So I'm sorry about that.
He was
He
like,
couldn't handle
send
that."
pics. Send pics. Wait, don't send pics. Wait, not those ones. What? How many Tide Pods did this gentleman eat?
Extra strength.
Farrell, was his house next to like power lines?
Next to a lead manufacturing plant.
Like, yeah, did he? I'm surprised he can brush his teeth and knows where to put the, food on the fork into like mouth. Like just a 3-step process. It just seems like, oh gosh, what was that? Regarding Henry, where Harrison Ford got amnesia and he had to relearn everything. Or 50 First Dates, where it's the guy that remembers everything for 5 seconds.
I made a meme about that on Daryl Brooks with him, Daryl Brooks, and the judge, and it was 51st court dates.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Did she say anything about wanting to take her own life?
She did. She said that after she did it, she was going to take her own life, but she called me instead.
Well,
I mean, I can't even
Farrell,
talk one woman into bed, so can I be
Farrell,
insulted?
and when he said it out loud, he realized that, it might have been a little selfish now that he thought about it.
I mean, that's just chivalry. I don't care what you say.
I'm like, did you, how much glue did you eat, sir? I feel like it's Billy Madison, where it's just all the glue.
Or Carol and Archer.
But she called you instead.
Is that Babu?
But she didn't call you until like the evening time.
Hi,
I
Babu.
think this was the morning, actually.
How many times did you talk to her
He
on the day
just
of
looked at me.
on the side?
To Fatiha.
I love that.
Just that
I
phone
always
call.
yell, "You are not my
And then we did talk.
supervisor." My husband
No, I didn't
continues
know.
to not find it very funny.
The phone call you saying to your
You're
phone.
not being subservient
Like
to
you
him.
said, she was trying to get you on Discord, but
But she didn't reach me.
right.
Well,
so
when I
you
yell
were
at
saying the phone call.
or
Phone call
like
where she told me
pretend
she
yell
did
at
it. Okay,
people,
it's on my number.
through
Okay.
him,
That
like,
was- that
I'm
was
like,
one
look at
time
those people. I'm
that you
like,
guys spoke
she's
on that
getting
day.
ready to say,
Okay.
"You are not
I
my
was-
supervisor."
I guess about the phone call.
I am Cheryl with an EY.
I was getting real frustrated that
Charlene.
it didn't really seem like she had
Carol and or Cheryl.
remorse. She didn't like wasn't like I messed up and I did this kind of thing. It was just like I just couldn't let this happen,
Right.
And at the end, she asked
You're
me,
not my coal
"Do
mine
you
supervisor."
still want to talk to me, or like, are you not going to talk to me anymore?" And I told her, just like, I don't, like, how could I, after this? I just told her to go, and I told her not to talk to
Chandler
her friends,
Halderson
and,
could teach this guy some
but
things.
I did make her promise. I mean, I don't.
She kind of lied to me. Sir, far be it from me to question your hierarchy of concerns, but she also stabulated someone.
Oh,
So I understand your aversion to, lie McLiar pantses, but she also bought 2 daggers. So I'm gonna need you to think real hard
she
about
also bought 2 strap-ons in that sale, so
you're just never gonna let it die. You're gonna be like, no, it's not dead.
it brings up bad memories.
Also, another Rumble exclusive we'll be having when we both reach 50,000. Shots will be required in payment.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
you have no idea.
I can't promise would really mean to her after doing
Hey,
something like
kill
this, but I did ask her
it.
to promise me that she wouldn't kill herself. Because I mean, like, I hate
Oh,
what happened
no.
and what she did, but I wouldn't want her to take her own life, and
How you've put up with me for 3 hours, I'll
that
never
happened, the phone
know.
call ended, and I messaged her on Discord a couple days later, just because I was so out of the loop, and
Farrell's full on free Fatia. Farrell is going up as opening statement, and then bad wig lady who did the first closing is going to be she was talking to her man. Well, yes, but she did stabulate her
We need the prosecutor.
talking to her man.
We need the prosecutor of Travis Rudolph to defend her. He was screwing other women.
And by screwing, I mean typing. Y'all, it is confusing, but she would
He
just
was
be like,
sexting.
y'all, it is confusing, and I do not understand the internets as such. But the bottom line was he was free to screw whoever he wanted. And my client didn't even know she wasn't married.
She thought she was in a platonic, I don't know, whatever the hell it's called, polyamorous.
It's called a relation dateship,
Okay.
I believe it's.
It's called
Hallelujah.
being Mormon.
Actually, a lot of religions were okay with
Okay.
having, at first, I mean, there's only like 15 people.
I mean,
Men are expendable. Women create the next generation when you are in a hunter-gatherer kind of culture.
maybe I should convert to Mormon.
Do you feel like joining an MLM? It seems all they do
Yeah.
is sell like insurance and go to Cheesecake Factory. You will have to be surrounded. You'll have to be surrounded by people like older Pat guy. Very, very nice, and you wish that you didn't feel really creeped out because they are super nice, and you can just tell their niceness is coming out, and it's not covering for anything. They're
I
just
can see
genuinely nice.
really easily.
Me?
No, me.
Oh, yeah. I could see you go cycling door to door asking people if they've heard good news.
Wearing my Sunday best on a bicycle.
It isn't an option.
She said she was going to talk to her older sister about it. And I said, just, yeah, go do that. And so, because she was going to talk to her older sister, she didn't say, like, I'm going to turn myself in or any of that. And no one was really talking to me, at the point. And so I didn't know.
So, I might be what you call an accessory after the fact, since I didn't call this.
I just had no idea. And so I messaged, but I didn't realize by that point she was already arrested.
But your detectiveness, I'm kind of a moron.
Do you
so do you really want
did she talk to you about
have to
talking
continue to
to
talk to me?
No.
Would you like a lawyer?
we had
No
a
one would
friend.
like
This
a
one of my
lawyer.
friends that I guess became the closest with her. She actually sent him
The Church of Mo.
to hold on to.
Hey, y'all, I am running for president and vice president with my alter ego, Rusty Shackelford.
Wow. Multiple personalities running for multiple offices. That's genius.
Look, I cannot confirm nor deny that I know the entity that could or could not be legally named Rusty Shackelford. That is his government name. He bows to no government, though, and this
We'll look
might
up
or might
admiralty
not.
law.
This, due to the gold fringe that is used on most of these flags, and B, being out of my land boat, I am no longer under any of your circumstances. Y'all, if you do this, send me the video and I will have Mr. Mo magic it onto my channel as the opening.
Honestly, that would be amazing for me to just knock on a random door in Mesa and just be like, have you heard about the Church of Mo?
Oh my God. You know, it's something that would go viral because I'm trying to hide it from my mother. Because I am not nearly 40 and afraid of my mother. That is not something that we will admit to on the internet. Matt,
This is
Dateline's
why
gonna
we get along so well.
Dateline is gonna call. I am gonna have to deal with the insufferable Jake Tapper trying to talk to me. So, are you really a religion? No, sir. I would just like the tax credits.
Oh, what do you think about Mormonism or having multiple wives?
Sir, this is not a religion. It is not anything bad. It is simply a for-profit charity.
Oh.
The profits go to me. I am not lying to you like the rest of the charities who pretend to spend money on things. I'm just like, look, it's all going to go to Sailor Moon crap and getting an assistant.
You want to buy your
And a
next
video
Sailor
editor.
Uranus action figure?
It's unfortunate that she's named that, but it gets even worse because in the final season of Sailor Moon, which has only recently been dubbed into Anglish, if you will, there is a new set of sailors, and they are men that become women because they're undercover. But one of the attacks, one of their very special attacks is, let me think if I can remember, gentle screaming uterus is apparently how it was translated.
I actually watched like the remake of it, like 10 episodes, because it was so absurd. And they're going through all the planets and they're like Mars, Sailor Venus, Sailor Neptune, and then they get to Sailor Uranus.
Listen, it is a silly show that I found out they have a lot of cross stitch on. And to be honest, at the heart of it, it is a beautiful story about a spazzy girl who's not good at math, who likes to,
She's a lawyer.
she likes to eat. She likes her boyfriend, and she just wants a simple life. She's like, look, noodles are good. I'm a spaz, and I like my friends. Like,
They drink Bud Light.
that can be neither confirmed nor denied, but I will watch it again and try to figure it out. And if I can clip it without getting copyrighted, star screaming gentle uterus will be part of my opening because as a person with 6 kids, why not?
I'll Photoshop a Bud Light in.
Oh God.
Yeah, find me the clip and I'll see if there's some way
How
I
does
can
it-
do it.
I figured out why it takes us 3 hours to get through an hour and a half. I have found the culprit. It's in the mirror.
To, in the event that something would happen to her because she didn't want to go into her father. Pretty much everyone in the household is on bad terms with the father. And I didn't know about this until after.
This is a
You know, she
slow
told me.
pitch, Salvador. Keep it in the private
But
chat.
it turns out after I told her, you know, like not to talk to my friends, you know, like I can't be talking to you, and I can't talk to you right now. She did take the money back from him.
We're pretty much broken up now because you done stabulated someone. It's just a bridge too far. I was willing to like just, go with the flow and just marry and maybe have children with you.
Before
But this is
unalive me in 3 years.
but this is just a bridge too far, ma'am. I have this can't be real. Y'all are punking me. This is Florida.
I looked it up. I looked up her court documents. This happened.
Even for Florida, people, even the detective who is used to Florida man and Florida woe man, is like, I'm gonna need you to just, I can't.
Okay, if this goes to trial, we need this guy to testify. He needs to be in a mental institution. We cannot afford him unaliving himself. He's
critical. A national goddamn treasure.
We need to go ahead and say he's making threats against his life to get him locked up in a mental asylum for the next
Salvadore,
2 years.
I will make him your roommate. Do not test me.
No way. She's got to testify. I will write to that prosecutor. I will protest. I will write a national petition. This goes to trial, damn it.
Okay, Sarah Boone. I need you to write one to both DeSantis and Trump, though.
I'll write
and then
judge.
I need you to allow me to do dramatic readings while grifting.
I guess in terms of talking to someone, I guess that friend is the only one that I know. I mean, she didn't tell him anything that she did, or he wasn't involved in any way.
Do you know how she communicated with him or sent him money?
I think the money was through PayPal.
Wait a minute.
I told you.
She had a side piece too?
No, I think she was sending this guy. Oh, I don't know.
No, he said someone else.
Oh.
Well, so Salvador was looking and he didn't know if the plea deal was like, I plead not guilty or guilty, and then they go to the sentencing, or if it was like a plea, like the state's attorney had made a deal. We will all be surprised January or July 6th.
I'll look again tomorrow.
C-swept, she has her eyes. Okay.
And eyebrows.
Those eyes have already taken off like a good layer of my soul.
And clothes.
Oh, okay. Well then Farrell knows. Why do we should trust Farrell?
God damn it, Farrell. Why do I doubt you?
It really is like
communication, I think might have been on Snapchat. But he wasn't in the know-how.
Mom,
at all.
it was a joke.
Sure. What's his
name? This is awful. We need a campaign for the judge to revoke this deal.
P-O-D-R.
His real name?
Okay, you only get one obsession. It's either Jody or this dude.
I don't know. I can't keep up.
Okay, well, I need you to make a list, sit down and have a think, and then we'll figure it out for you.
It's Jamil, Jamil, I believe.
That's pretty impressive.
No, just his first name.
Love you too,
Farrell.
Farrell.
Like online?
Yeah, I mean, I used to live in Florida, actually.
Are you telling me that this chick had a side boy but stabbed her sister? Did she go full Dominique, but just did the work herself?
I never knew Muslims were so good at.
Well, he might. Keep that in mind. You can't have it all. This man is proved.
I used to live in Miami.
But they'll both be in jail. He's got to marry both of them.
All my friends are.
Oh no, Jody can't.
I have some Florida friends also in Florida.
You really will get a TLC show. I am in a polyamorous, bi-coastal relationship with my felonious, bisexual life partners.
This is Florida. Oh, she really screwed up. You don't want to kill somebody in Florida.
But they're all just online or Florida friends from like 7 years ago.
Gotcha.
I can't imagine why. She just giggled through her entire, confession.
Seriously, should have been Dearborn, Michigan. She'd
Did
be out
she
in
mention
2.
anything about her? She got an older sister and then a younger sister. Did she mention anything about her younger sister?
I mean, I guess that her psych evals, because if you saw that interrogation, you would have psych evals. Yes. So I'm guessing her psych eval didn't come back crazy enough. If that doesn't become a t-shirt, 2023, y'all have failed me. That goes in the possible merch section.
Maybe we start selling those mugs.
Marion? I don't think she mentioned anything about her at the time. Oh wait, I think she might have said that she was. I think she did say that she was going to take her own life, but Mariam came in and stopped her. And
yeah, hope that never happens to me.
How the hell many different ways are we going to say Miriam? Because we've got Miriam, we've got Mariam, because it's like butter or margarine, because you're already saying insomnia. Can we just pick a name? These girls have like 4 different names. 2 of them are almost exactly the same. She's got a side boyfriend plus the other boyfriend. I need that whiteboard, y'all. I need it.
Okay, yeah.
God, she's the Arab version of the last girl I dated.
I'm just trying to remember exactly what her herself told me, because I did talk with Mariam after the event. So I'm just trying to make
you
sure.
aren't?
That fan fiction I read was then horribly inaccurate.
Anything else you think is important?
The AI said it was true.
Did Fatia tell you like how long she had like thought about harming Simon?
No.
Ma'am, you asked this at the beginning. Did he sound like he got smarter during the course of this conversation?
I didn't know she would harm her. Like,
well, I'm talking about once that occurred. Like, did you ever ask like have you been feeling this or thought about doing this or anything? Have you asked her anything to that extent?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I just told her we couldn't be friends no more. My mama said that I couldn't talk to her.
Understanding of the quick rundown, at least enough to kind of help me understand the relationships from your point of view.
Mm-hmm. Just trying to
Carlos,
climb the fucking.
What was the phone call ended up? What did you do?
Mm-hmm. Is your cat being a cat hole too?
Yeah.
It's all kids and cats have decided today. They woke up today and chose violence.
Yeah. He tries to climb the door sill, and he gets his claws in the door jamb, and can climb up.
So yeah, my cats know they are not supposed to be on the table because they are not people. My cats, being cats, look me dead in the eye, sitting on the table like it's. I don't know what are you gonna do? And so they get shoved off, and even my kids are like, they'll gently take them off and like, you're not a people. And then as soon as we go to sleep, they're like, rub my butthole all over this boat.
Hey, you come up in the morning, there's cat paw prints all over.
I guess, no, I didn't really know.
They've all knocked over that one cup, just like.
Yeah.
I mean, all the negative emotions I can think of on top of just like disbelief and just hope that it's not real. And I didn't really know what to think. And I'm not really a drinking
He's an optimist.
Person. I don't really smoke.
He doesn't really drink or smoke.
He's an optimist. He just wants to kill
kill
himself in 3 years because his life is going to be so horrible.
I know. She's just like,
calm me down a bit.
and she waited till everyone was asleep. She waited till her sister was asleep. Oh my God.
When did it settle in? Like, it was for real. Like, you know that this legit happened. Well, I mean, the whole time I wasn't getting any message from Sima.
Okay.
And
as long as we put Nicholas in the back as one of y'all. I don't care which Roman, period piece you use. I'm just saying. possibly not the Last Supper.
Is
There
there
are
going to be a
limits.
sheep in there who gets that face? Me?
Oh my God. And maybe someone hide this particular face in there to scare people.
Is the
It'll be like
devil? Maybe a
it'll be the-
snake in the tree?
No, it's like those if you ever open up your your Google and there's always like, you could be a genius if you're able to find the cat in this picture of like trees in under 5 seconds. Oh Lord. Let's finish this out.
Please.
As time went on, you know, I'd say it was a part of me. Like, I knew she doesn't lie. I knew that Fatia doesn't lie, really. At least not to me.
She had a side dude. I'm just.
This was probably real, but I don't think I like fully just embraced and accepted that this was the reality and that it was permanent until it.
Okay, I figured out who he reminds me of. You know Keanu Reeves?
Me?
No, this guy. So you know Keanu Reeves when he was playing like a dumb stoner in the early part of his career? That seemed to be like his, and before he lost all emotion and only had one face.
Yeah. I love you, Farrell.
So, yeah, he reminds me of like Airheads, or maybe that was Brendan Fraser. Never mind. But he reminds me of Encino level mans of Pauly Shore dumbness.
A couple days after, when Sam hasn't messaged me at all in 3 days, and when everyone's
Plot twist, he's standing outside the prison with the Say Anything song, Peter Gabriel in the boombox. He's like, I want you back, which sister you are. We can make it work.
Whichever one's alive.
I just wanted the live one.
I'm trying to think. I think Mariam wasn't talking either. Everyone just seemed very odd.
When you say everyone, are you talking like everybody in like your Discord group, or your Skype group?
I say everyone. I guess it was just the group. Just Sam wasn't responding. Fatia wasn't saying anything.
And this group that you're telling me, it's all pretty much the gamers group?
Huh?
Is it all like gamers? Are you all gamers in that group chat?
The one that Mariam showed a screenshot of is, I guess, was previously like a gamers thing, but of other people, the only people I really know in there are like Mariam and Fatia.
Okay.
In that server. The one I was talking about with me and my friends is a different server.
But still on Discord?
Still on Discord, yes.
Okay.
It is MLS law. They have cookies and nudes. We were a little confused, but everyone seemed real nice. We were just weird.
And these people are people that you came in contact because you guys share interests?
Yes.
Which is for gaming?
Yes.
Okay.
While you're thinking, if there's anything else that's important, I'm gonna look over a couple things.
Facts not in evidence. This man has never thought.
You said you were talking when you broke up with Fatia. When you mean talking, do you mean just like texting, or do you mean like a little more serious relationship?
Talking to who?
You mentioned that you haven't broken up with Fatia, is that right? And then that moment you were speaking to, at that point, once you were done with Fatia, was it Saima? Am I saying that correctly?
Saima.
You mentioned they were talking to her.
I'm going to
When you were talking,
imagine
you mean
that
just
there
like,
was
hey, how you
something
doing? Or you talking like a little more
unholy
relationship
going on there.
Okay. And then how did she find out?
Don't break Farrell. I need to know things on the internet. And I am currently terrible at that.
Like, did you guys tell her like this is going on, or did she like? saw that? Like, how do you think that she found out about?
Well, a while ago, at least a year ago, I think I said earlier in the interview that she found out through me and Sima's. We had a playlist together on Spotify. It was named something, I guess, very flirty, and then she saw it, and for me that was fine because it was due time that we talked about it anyways.
Okay.
It was called "I Love You, Not Your Sister."
Well, up until that point, I was still.
It's called
during that
Sister
time, I wasn't
Wives.
sure if it would really lead into anything or if this was just like a fling for fun kind of thing, But as I realized, like,
You
I
gotta get
really
Never mind.
am not okay with losing her. I don't want to lose her. And it's like, okay, I do need to sort this out.
I know you mentioned earlier in the interview that at some point you had crossed your mind to have like a polygamous relationship with them. What was the reaction when you insinuated or you suggested that? Like, they get offended? Was it more like, hey, like,
I knew they wouldn't be
receptive?
Yeah, obviously, this is a lot to ask, for an average person. Especially, I knew how possessive Samia was, but
Discord chat. You have been given an assignment. What were the playlists? What were the songs on that playlist?
It's got to be in evidence.
No, we're making them up.
Oh. That might be better.
And go.
I thought that I could have a chance at.
She fucking hates me.
Because it was absurd, but if something this, if there was a chance, I guess, for me to start enjoying life more than I thought, if this wouldn't be it, then I can't see anything else being it,
Right. And then
if I can't have two wives, there's just no reason to it.
were they both not receptive to it, or was it just one?
Well, they weren't initially receptive to it. We were all kind of open to it for a while until just eventually.
Oh my god!
I fucking hate you by the Bloodhound Games.
Okay. I need these chats. I need where he's like, okay, so we might could go on some tangents and then crack ourselves up and then forget where the tangent is. And then we go back to the stream.
We're
We
under
really do need
medicated.
an adult.
We need ADHD meds.
We are under and or over medicated at certain points.
It's like two rats running a maze, never finding the end.
And that's it. We're making David play this this new soundtrack on his first Rumble music
God.
video.
It was just clear that it wouldn't work because we talked about it with each other, and because
Yes, MLS Law Show. Shockingly, the two sisters that he was interested were not super receptive to his idea that they just consider polyamory. After they had a group confab, they were still a little hesitant, but they decided to put it on, the old thinker. And
Well,
And,
only one
you
of
know-
them would peg him, so he kind of went back and forth.
'cause it just the amount of dumb that we dealt with in 30 minutes, the boy had a life plan that included not life, but he was willing to give a relationship and lease to this apartment to this girl that he really didn't know if he kind of felt anything for.
Well,
But
he extended his life plan by a year.
I did.
Seriously, Farrell.
And we have found a winner.
Farrell, you are a national treasure for finding this.
Farrell, when I become president, definitely in my cabinet, we are going to need an entire meme battalion. And
No, she's going to be heading up the FBI and investigating everyone.
the
She can
FBI
find
is not
anything.
going. No, the FBI. I am disbanding it. It is not
Oh.
constitutional.
Gosh.
It is a.
Mr. Mo is competition. I'm kidding.
Look,
No,
I have brought up the ideas of brother husbands because then he doesn't have to take out the trash twice in a month. He is
See?
not. Oh, that's such a heartbreaking song, isn't it? But I love Meatloaf. Actually, so funny story. So today, this could be why we're so long. But so today while I was driving the youngest, most ridiculous of my children, Griffin, home from his STEM camp, we decided to jam out to I Would Do Anything for Love. And I was trying to explain the video to him and everything because I love me some Meatloaf. And his particular question, because I was like, no, it's really cool. He's driving a motorcycle. And then the piano riff comes in and he's like, okay, but how is he doing the piano on the motorcycle? And I was like, well, these things are not happening simultaneously. And he's like, okay, that's weird. Like in his world, it would be much smarter to have the piano on the motorcycle. Like, why wouldn't
It
you?
was really just me that wanted that from the beginning.
Right.
And I had to talk with them and try and like I'll try my best, to try and make this
I have
into a
thought.
situation where everyone can still, be okay with this, But I wasn't able to do that, obviously, and
In that 48-minute conversation.
You mean in that 48 conversation, you, smooth linguist that you were, could not persuade them with your wordiness?
So was that the last time that you spoke with her?
yes,
No texting or anything like that after?
no.
All right, is there anything else that you think is important for me to say before I turn off the recorder?
Can you delete the part about me being paid?
I can't really do anything. I guess that would be relevant.
Yeah, me too. Kind of like on the basis in a sense. You did a pretty decent job actually explaining everything. Can you just raise your hand?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did a
Please start
great
everything
job
as
of
much as you can, accurate to the
explaining
best of your knowledge.
things.
Yes.
This ends recording 1453.
Number one best interviewee. All right, y'all. It is no.
She just
stop.
made him swear under penalty of perjury that he was paid.
All right, we are ending this. Salvador is done. We are going to have a grown-up stream tomorrow, probably in the morning, maybe around 10 o'clock
Yeah.
or so.
And I won't be around.
Well, I'm sorry. It is what it is. I maybe could do it.
No, it's fine.
Okay, well, I will be going through the Delphi thing. It looks like there's some things moving in that case. The judge tried to extend the gag order to the family, and they're also trying to question the ballistics evidence, which really is the only thing that concretely puts him at the scene of the homicides. Now, this is according to the probable cause affidavit, and they don't have to kind of keep us informed of what they've learned, past that. Things have been pretty tightly sealed in this case, and looking at the footage of the family coming out after the kind of judge trying to enhance the gag order, they were not happy. So there are a lot of rabbit holes in this case, and it being in Indiana, I will be trying to go up to Delphi. I will probably go there when the kids are back in school, because it's about a 2-hour drive. And
When's the trial supposed to be?
well, that's what we're looking at, because I can't even keep his name straight. He's got 3 names like all the guys do, because but he is not in good health. So it is kind of seeming like a race to get him convicted before he follows through with his 4-year plan.
Jeez.
Well, you guys, it has been a good night, and we will get better at staying.
Yes.
Look, today was just the Mondayest damn Tuesday ever.
Oh, you get one more asshole.
It is the
Junior.
stream. It is the stream that keeps on giving. I will see you all tomorrow. I will, in the
Yes.
morning, since I get up around 4 or 5, I will go ahead and pre-plan that stream and concretely have an idea of when it's going to start.
All right.
I will see you guys later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Junior says bye.